Boy, Shuba-duba-dai. This blessed country, O land of beauty, I pray for thee. Some people have that wrong philosophy that politicians can save a country. They never try and do it spiritually. And now the system exploding on we. The country in a recession, a big change from the old time religion. Mankind rewriting history in a modern but a bad version. We're living in our final days. Take a look and change your ways. For our beautiful country, going back to slavery days, only a prayer for the land can stop drug violence and crime. A prayer for the land, yes, these are the signs of the end of time. A prayer for the land, the price of living, man, is so high. A prayer for the land, that even the rich like the poor cry. You say you're concerned and care, we country living in fear, but all are we born right here. So let's say a prayer, the Almighty Father will hear. And I see, to the Lord. Shuba-duba-dai. Oh God Almighty, show some mercy on this our country. Moral standard gone way down the drain. Little children using rum, crack and cocaine. It seems like wicked-itions gone insane, and everyone playing the dirty game. Too much guns and drugs in the country, owned by Tom, Dick and Harry. But if you're wrong, you must pay for it, for the law, no one above it. Put an end to victimization, oppression and segregation. It's not a good thing for this country, so let's try and wipe it out totally with a prayer for the land, of fire and brimstone go burn with it. A prayer for the land, some say they're picking out who should get bail. A prayer for the land, and that's why the prisoners burn down the jail. A prayer for the land, one day it must prevail. Please don't let this country become an next Haiti. No peace, no unity. Bow down humbly, the Almighty will answer it. Oh yeah, Dee-dam-ba-dam-boy, Shuba-duba-dai. Oh God Almighty, show some mercy on this our country. They now call we terror Paradise Island. No longer a country where peace abound. Yes, I used to boast about my land of beauty, the freest nation with democracy. But now we are the capital for drug pushers and money launderers. Shame and scandal is on we, take its name tarnish universally. Some blame it on the politicians for the unstabilized conditions. We going from bad to worse, Our blessed country now close, but a prayer for the land will help us to live with other people. A prayer for the land, for that's why the nation in big trouble. A prayer for the land, united we stand, divided we fall. A prayer for the land, citizens answer your duty call. Righteousness exalts the nation. The most I hate poor man depression. So I'm calling on everyone to take a stand. Take it, listen to my song. Fear the life and alive. What? This blessed country, oh land of beauty, I pray for thee.
Nice, nice. That's the sounds of the man King Quig coming to you live and direct here from JefroyMorrishaw. Coming to you live and direct from my bunker here in the Republic of St. Paul, St. Kitts. Yes, you heard it right. I am back in the Federation of St. Kitts Nevis, and there's a lot to talk about this evening, a lot to discuss. A lot is happening in the Federation. I understand today was the start of budget, and my brother there, the Honorable Prime Minister Drew, was bowling some serious bouncers. We call it the Drew bounce today. Cash after cash after cash incentives to stimulate the economy of St. Kitts Nevis. And, you know, I know the folks are going to be happy. Tomorrow morning, I'll be hearing a different conversation. But we also have some big conversation going on over in Nevis, you know, some serious conversation. And my good people, as I said to you last week, we're going to start off on the right track tonight. You know? We're going to start off on the right track. I am now in the Federation of St. Kitts. I arrived here last Saturday, the 9th of December. And I've been in communication with my boy Carbo over there in Nevis. But Carbo, whenever you get a chance, remember to drop your information for your delicatessens there. The Carbo's Delight, you got water and your green banana and fish and fungi and fish and stuff. The people are in the Federation. The place is loaded. We got Denny and Twiller and those guys on island. So, you know, they're going to want to go to water by the Carbo. So make sure you organize yourself. But my people, I got some good news for you this evening. Democracy is back on track in our beloved Federation of St. Kitts Nevis. You guys remember some years ago, I think it was 2021, when I tried to do a little protest in tribute, in support of the police, and the then Commissioner of Police decided to deny my march. While I'm marching in support of the police, he decided to deny my march. Well, democracy is back. There's a change of government. There's a new sheriff in town, the man, Commissioner James Sutton. There's a new Minister of National Security by the name of the Honorable Dr. Terence Drew. And democracy is working again in the Federation of St. Kitts Nevis. I said that to tell you this. We're going to talk about it more later on in the program. But I'm letting you know, last week before I left the Bronx, because of what transpired during the NIA budget debate, when Premier Brantley decided to interrupt the Honorable Dr. Janice Daniel Hodge in her presentation, opposing what she's saying she don't have the facts. Well, I'm going to tell you this evening, you know, JefroyMorrishaw have the facts, and JefroyMorrishaw will be bringing his receipts to you this evening for you, the people. You know, we're coming to reform. Nobody do it like us. So I'll be bringing those facts to you this evening. We're going to deal with that. But better yet, I decided in the interest of St. Kitts, in the interest of Nevis, in the interest of the Federation, in the interest of the future of the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis, somebody need to bring some awareness to the Premier, the people of Nevis, and the larger part of the world, the diaspora, of really what is taking place on Nevis. And I spoke to several people last week, Thursday, and I asked them, what is the issue? Why is it so hard for you guys to hit the streets in Nevis? Show the Premier that you all had enough. Because during this budget presentation, you know, the same things that I spoke about, over the past couple of months about the wastage, the corruption, what is taking place. This hospital wing that started at 6 million eventually went up to 19 million, I understand. It started in 2017, you know, and supposed to be completed in 24 months, which would have put us in 2019. Well, we are in 2023, and we are now closer to the middle of the project, to the end. The cup half full, the cup half empty. And all we're getting is excuse after excuse. I understand is one of the cabinet members of the CCM party who is currently in office. One of the members of cabinet designed those plans. But in midstream, according to the premier, while the contractor was doing the work, the contractor decided they need quantity surveys for the interior. So what the premier said he did, he went across to St. Kitts to get someone to do some quantity surveys. The people take the money and did not pay, did not do the service, did not do the job. Simple. So they're taking them to court. My question to the premier is, if you have someone in your cabinet, I understand Mr. Brand did the original architectural work for the hospital wing. That is 6 years overdue. And the contractor in midstream want quantity surveys. The perfect person to give them those quantity surveys would not be the original designer. Come on, Mr. Premier, common sense. My 6-year-old baby girl will tell you that. Wake up. Are you kidding me? That's what my baby girl will tell you. But no, it didn't stop there. You went across to the US. And you're still waiting on these quantity surveys. Mr. Premier, I am of the view that you was in so much hot water with this thing that you were just hoping you could get out of 2023 without some serious lashing from the people. So my good people, after I heard that budget addressed by the Premier and realizing that you're the people of Nevis, I think by now you all wake up and have a sense of what DJ Morrishaw been trying to educate you all on. Because now the Premier is telling you all he got to raise all of this taxes, hospital fees, water lights, and Nevlec and all these things. You're all paying for that overdraft, overrun hospital, because you all sit down quietly and allow it to happen. So basically you all cut the whip to bust your all ass, you know. That's what you all did. Well, in light of all of this, even though Univisions that sit down on all your backside and allow all of these things to happen and have not reacted, DJ Morrishaw have decided to give you all another opportunity to stand up for yourself. Because I'm standing up with you. I'm rowing for you, but I want to row with you. So what DJ Morrishaw did? DJ Morrishaw went and applied for a permit. And what the permit is all about, I applied to the police online portal and I asked for permission to have an awareness march and Nevis this coming Friday. Friday, the 15th of December, 2023. I applied to the Commissioner of Police via the portal, requesting permission to march and Nevis, an awareness march. And this awareness march will start at 3 p.m. over there right across, right on the same road next to this hospital wing. Because we have to bring awareness to you people. We have to bring awareness to you. We have to let you see. Because many of you say you have not seen the hospital wing. Many of you live in Nevis, so you all don't walk up the road. So I'm inviting you all to come up the road. Meet me by the hospital wing at 3 o'clock. Right there at my hospital wing. We're going to start from there and we're going to walk down into Charlestown. Bring your placards. Show your disgust. If you're all happy with things, then you don't have to show up. If you're all happy with the raising of taxes, water bill, and the waste of money and the squandering, you all don't have to come. But if you all have an issue with these things on Nevis, this is your opportunity to come and demonstrate not only to the local NIA administration, but to the federal government and to the world that you all are fed up and you are not going to deal with this thing. Come January, if you guys don't stand up now, these things are going to go into effect and you all have to pay it. So it's time for you all to stand up stand up, my people. We're not going to go through no battle and no stone. We're not going to use no gun and no weapons. We're going to have a peaceful walk from the Alexandria Hospital up there by the new wing. We're going to take a nice walk down into Charlestown. We're going to terminate our march in the TDC parking lot right by Mikey's Slack. Mikey owe me a couple of drinks, so we're going to have a few drinks there. We're going to support Mikey. The bakery is there. We're going to have a chat. Let's mingle, let's talk. Our brothers and sisters and St. Kitts, if you all have the time, I'm inviting you all across to Nevis to join me on Friday, this coming Friday, from 3 to 6 p.m. Let's show the support for our brothers and sisters on Nevis. So, permission has been granted, and I want to thank not only Commissioner Sutton and his team of brigades that was in favor of this event. I also want to thank the Prime Minister and the entire Labour cabinet, the Labour government, for bringing back democracy in our Federation of St. Kitts Nevis, because that went missing from 2015 to 2022. So thank you, Mr. Prime Minister. Thank you, Commissioner Sutton. Thank all of you who sit on the panel and see that this march is deserving to be approved. And, you know, while I do that, you know, I have to play my song by my boy Gypsy, because I was born to survive, and a lot of people don't even realize that. I'm a born survivor, you know. I'm a serious, serious born survivor. And for those people out there who think that DJ Morrishaw are going to run from them because they call and say, no, call me name, and they're going to cuss and this and that, no. DJ Morrishaw not running any place. DJ Morrishaw is here to stand up for the people of the Federation of St. Kitts Nevis. DJ Morrishaw is here to ensure that is fairness and justice for all. And at some point this evening, you know, the Prime Minister might be joining me. I'm not sure after the day he had today if he's still up to it. But once he come online, I'll definitely cut in to the broadcast and give him his opportunity to speak to you, the people. But in the meantime and between time, let me stand by and give this track from my boy Gypsy. Again, this coming Friday, 3 to 6 p.m., we're going to be doing our awareness march from over at the Alexandria Hospital there by the new wing down into Charlestown. So stand by, the man Gypsy.
What can be worse than a 10-year-old on the cold beach of my arrow? With just the surf and the sand, a dream and a plan and no promise of tomorrow. Hungry belly cry, trouble way bye-bye, and at that age you think life is cold. But there is nowhere to know, cause it never would show. It's all for this dungeon called the world. But I'm a born survivor. Hey, I can smile through all my adversities and laugh when their guns are trained at me, taking life one day at a time. Cause I'm sure as the night must bring the dawn, this life of mine would still go on, and you might know they connive in their web of strife. I'm staying alive, I'm born to survive. There have been times gone by when I watch mama cry and I know daddy hurt inside. Though he worked like a man, did all that he can, but somehow he just couldn't provide all the things that we need, but somehow we succeed. Those were real trying times indeed. But then I couldn't understand that that was part of the plan that would make me a much stronger man. And I'm a born survivor. adversities and laugh when their guns are trained at me, taking life one day at a time.
Oh yeah.
Cause I'm sure as the night must bring the dawn, this life of mine would still go on, and use my how they connive, spin their web of strife. I'm staying alive, I'm born to survive. Yes, I worked to the bone, felt so all alone in places I didn't know so well. Abuse and misuse, that was nothing I chose. Sure, those conditions felt like hell. But hard work do pay, now things are not that way. But success do breathe indeed. And although I've done the wrong, you should hear evil tongue wagging with envy to bring me down. But I'm a born survivor. I can smile through all my adversities. Brother, I laugh when your guns are trained at me, taking life one day at a time. Cause I'm sure as the night must bring the dawn, this life of mine must still go on. In my home they connive, in their web of strife. I'm staying alive, I'm born to survive. I cannot hide, yes, it hurts down inside, cause there's blood running through my vein. And when the things people say sharp gets in your way, and there's no truth, it causes you pain. And when the good that you do just never shine through, you wear a smile and you do some more. Cause although hate knows no bounds, but love makes you strong, and for your good, your reward is sure. And I'm a born survivor, yes. I can smile through all my adversities. Brother, I laugh when your guns are trained at me, taking life one day at a time. Cause I'm sure as the night must bring the dawn, this life of mine would still go on. And don't mind how they connive, spin their web of strife. I'm staying alive, watch me, I'm born to survive. Yes, I was born to survive. I was born, yes, I was born.
Yes, that's the man Gypsy, was born to survive. I just love that track there. DJ Morrishaw definitely was born to survive. Let me just say good evening to a few folks before we get into the meat of the matter here and the DJ Morrishaw experience. I want to say good evening to my girl there, my mascot there, Sister Dorothy Allen. How you doing? Shamsuddin Charles, how you doing? Hope all is well. Brother Thaddeus Depo, so are you still down under? Are you back in the Florida area? Are you on the door? Arlene Jeffers, Stanford, Dorset, Fleming, Diana Flanders, Brother Elvan Ellie, how you doing? Alvan Brown, Jetty Taylor, good evening, how you doing, sir? Gemini Nisbet, welcome to the ride. Hope all is well with you. Tamika Salid, Brian Foster, Annette Morton, Judy Cornelius Webb, Judy Prentice, good evening. Hope you guys are doing all right. Sister Yvonne Jeffers, hope all is well on your end. Carmen Farrell, Loretta Wharton, how you doing? Giselle Francis, welcome to the ride. Hilla Brown, good evening. Tiny Herbert, hope all is well with you as well. Shamika Francis, welcome to the ride. Lisa Stapleton, good evening. Haven't seen you in a bit. How are you doing? Hope all is well. Cassie King Sergeant, good evening. Damian Jeffries, welcome to the ride. Jessica Lewis, welcome to the ride. Tracy Hazel, welcome. Irving Maynard, Sergeant Claxton, Iona Door, Annette Robinson, Anita Robinson, Anelta Robinson. Coretta Williams, welcome to the ride. Margaret Skeet, Cedric Hanley, Patricia Bartlett, how are you doing, sister? It was nice seeing you last evening. Tamika Henderson, good evening. Brother Rabuka, the man Lincoln Hobson, how are you doing? Now you're back from the big trip, the big cruise. Hope all is well with you. Danny Griffin, Patricia Hazel, Wilma Prokop. Brother Elvis William, aka the King Freddie, how are you doing? Looking forward to your guys' performance tomorrow evening, man. How about you and the Big Green doing? The man Glenn Green, the Mighty Pat. Hope all is well with you guys. In Evelyn, Eva Smoten. Good evening. Sweetness Hudson, how are you doing? Hope all is well. Susie Warner. Everson Powell, welcome to the ride. Janet Well, how are you doing? Diane Brown. Valina Ali, how are you doing? Brother Deacon Jeffers. Wingy Sadler. Esther Edita Markman, good evening. Hope you're doing. Hope all is well. Well, folks, you know, is a lot. Sister Celine Tobias. There's a lot of names to call. Can't keep up with all of the names. Jason Hazel, Sister Hazel Claxton, Naomi Ward, Gotcha, Sheila Barrett, Sebastian Williams, welcome to the ride, my brother Austin Williams, Laura Williams. You know, we're gonna be nicing up the place tonight. Just ignore the distractors because we are bringing the facts. We are bringing what we need to bring to you, and nobody gonna stop that this evening. We're coming to you live, and we're going across to Nevis on Friday, and we're gonna wake up the place over there in a nice way. So just stay focused, my people. Listen to the facts. Give your comments. If there's anything to be corrected, I stand corrected. Not a problem. Just send me the facts and I'll be happy to make those adjustments. And my boy Alvin Brown and the man Trevor Cornelius Carver, they will take care of me. The man Ivor Henry. I hope you're doing well, my brother. No overtime tonight. How about the man Eustace Hendrickson? The mighty monarch Eustace James. Yeah, like I said, it's just too many names to call. So let's get right into the meat of the matter. We're going to go right back to the NIA budget a couple of weeks ago. Now, many of you would have recalled that Premier Brantley got up and objected the statements that Janice were making, that he said that geothermal was near completion and whatever. Well, I have a clip here that I'm going to play right now. Like I said, we're bringing the receipts tonight, you know. We're bringing the receipts. My good friend, brother, this and that. Good night, how are you doing? Everything is good? Hope you guys are doing okay. The man, Astro, the King, Miko, hope you guys are doing well over there. Because love every time, you know. The politics going to divide us. I'm going to talk my things. You all might get upset because you all support the Premier. But the facts are the facts, and that's not going to change. So let's deal with the facts. So let me just educate my brother, the King, this and that. That what Premier Brantley did in the NIA a couple of weeks ago was uncalled for, disrespectful, and his lie is going to catch up with him eventually. This clip I'm going to play right now is pre-2018. So this was done in the UK, while Premier Brantley was in the UK, talking about how green Nevis would be by 2018. So take a listen to Premier Brantley.
But we think Nevis is a very special place. Obviously, that's why we're in London, to try and spread that word and to ask the media here to help us in spreading that word. And one of those things that we think sets Nevis apart is its green credentials, as you put it.
So, you guys hear Premier Brantley. One of the things that set Nevis apart is its green credentials. So let's take a listen from the top for people like this and that. My good friend, Keith Scarborough, take a listen from the top. Because Morrishaw don't bring fake news. We bring you the facts. Take a listen again from the top.
But we think Nevis is a very special place. Obviously, that's why we're in London, to try and spread that word and to ask the media here to help us in spreading the word. And one of those things that we think sets Nevis apart is its green credentials, as you put it. Nevis now has the only wind farm in the Eastern Caribbean that's functional and is providing power into our grid. We have signed a contract for a waste-to-energy plant, and that will be coupled with a solar plant. But when that is completed at the end of this year, it will mean that fully 1/3 of Nevis's daily power usage is generated by renewables. That in and of itself is remarkable. But in addition to that, Nevis has geothermal energy. The exploration phase has been done. We're now at the stage of production, and we're being told by the developers that if the science holds true, then Nevis by 2018 will wean itself entirely off fossil fuels. And it means that our entire power supply come 2018 will be by renewables. That really is a compelling story. It sets Nevis apart in terms of just where we are in the Caribbean, where we are in the world. I like to say that by 2018 we'll be the greenest place on planet Earth. And that for me is a very compelling story about sustainability and about people trying to live with the environment in a sustainable way. And so we feel that that's a responsible thing to do, to leave our island and our country and our region better than we met it, and that is Nevis's contribution. And so we're very proud of that. And of course we expect that that will have its own spin-offs. If the science holds true, because we're being told by the scientists that we have potentially between 150 to 400 megawatts of available geothermal energy. Now if that holds true, just to put it in context for you, Nevis at peak is only about 10 megawatts. And St. Kitts at peak, our sister island, is only about 40 megawatts. So it means that if we can generate 150 megawatts of geothermal energy, we have potential to supply not only all of Nevis, but all of St. Kitts with energy left over. And that energy we hope to be able to unsell to neighboring islands, because where we are geographically means that we have easy access to St. Bart's, to Anguilla, to St. Martin, to Antigua, and to all those little islands around us, Saba, Statia, and those islands. So potentially, Nevis can become a net exporter of energy to these islands, and as I like to say, the Norway of the Eastern Caribbean. And so that is a dimension that we're very excited about.
I mean,
are you ready?
Now, this is our Premier, Mark Brantley, back in the UK, back in, I guess, 2017, somewhere around there, giving his update that Nevis should be green and ready to wean ourselves for fossil fuel by 2018. We're in 2023. So if what Premier Brantley was saying is so, why would he be objecting and interrupting the Honorable Dr. Janice Daniel Hodge in her presentation at the budget? What was he trying to hide? What he did not want Janice to speak about? Why all of that gimmicks? Just we send you into government to do the people's work. You understand? We didn't send you there to play games, childish games. That's not what we send you there for. So I have a serious issue with that kind of tactic. And then I understand, I didn't listen to his program last week. I understand he came on his program and he's trying to defend what he did, saying that he interrupted Janice because he know that they're never ready with whatever. This is not a playground. This is not a playground, Premier Brantley. We don't have time with those kind of stuff, right? This is serious matters. Very serious matters. So I really have a problem with what you did there. And I would hope that the people of Nevis condemn you for all of that. And as I said earlier, for your people that are concerned about your taxes going up and concerned about your funds that was wasted on that hospital wing that seems not to be nowhere close to completion. I really want us to deal with that matter. And before we go too deep into the program, I understand today was budget day in St. Kitts. And not just understand, I myself had the opportunity to listen to Prime Minister Joe sometime this afternoon, bowling some bouncers about what he plans to give to the people to stimulate the economy and stuff like that. And I also had the opportunity to go back and pose the response from Timothy Harris about the his position on the double salary that folks are speaking about. So let's take a listen to Premier Brantley, the leader of the Her Majesty Loyal Opposition, Her Majesty Opposition, that's supposed to be working with his colleagues. They are not in sync at all. They are not on the mark at all. They're off the mark. Because you got three of them there. Sean Richards representing the People's Action Movement, Timothy Harris representing the people, the People's Labour Party, and you got the leader of the opposition, Mark Brantley, representing CCM, and they're not together. You know, it's like three oppositions in Parliament against one Labour Party. It takes three opposition to fight one party in the Parliament. And, you know, they're saying if you can't beat them, you join them. So it appears as though the leader of the opposition, Premier Brantley, have chose to join the Labour Party, which I don't have a problem with. It doesn't change what is going on over there in Nevis. So let's take a listen to Premier Brantley opposition.
I want to say something, and it might be a little controversial. We have seen money flowing into the country from citizenship by investment. We have become addicted to it. But we have also created now in our population a similar addiction. You may ask what I mean. Every year it seems the government is engaged in giveaways. And nothing is wrong with that. The government gives a double salary, our public servants work hard. Nothing is wrong with that. But more and more I'm getting, Madam Speaker, that it is not motivating people, it is in fact demotivating them. You know what somebody said to me in Nevis the other day? Thank you for the double salary. I'm glad we get the double salary. But why I get the same money like people who don't come to work? Why I'm getting the same money with people who are always late, absent, don't produce? And so if I am a hard worker, and I know at the end of the year I'm getting a double salary, just like Punsi who don't come to work, and has no interest in work, who stays away as much as she can, who takes the 2 hours for lunch instead of 1, then everybody get the same double salary. It ends up demotivating those who are committed to the task. And we have spoken about it a lot. Punsi, sorry. Fictitious, why did I man there? Where are we going? Zook, who don't come to work. I apologize. I know. No, the speaker quite rightly chastised me. Why did Punsi have to be a woman? So I take that. Right? There's a fellow in Nevis called Poochie. Maybe I should use that very mistake. But the point I'm making is, you know what is happening now with things like double salary? People now expect it. From you see September roll around, people start to say, oh, double this year, double, double. People start to spend it on all because it's now become a norm. And I'm not saying that because I begrudge people getting something. I am saying that what we need to do is to reward good performance and not to reward mediocrity. And when you have a one-size-fits-all type of approach, it ends up demotivating people rather than motivating them to do better. We have talked for a long time about pay for performance. They've tried to introduce that in different, I mean, it's standard in the private sector, but in terms of the public sector space, pay for performance. So if my good friend from number one has some high-performing people, people are always going to the mat, making sure the work is done, why they must get the same double salary like somebody who don't like work and who don't come to work? Why? You have some people who are on sick leave more than they are on the job. But they collect. And so I am saying that what we are now doing is, rather than using the same CDI and the same proceeds, we are creating out there an expectation in our public that this is the way things are going to go.
In terms of the hospital.
Yeah, well, you heard Premier Brantley speaking on the his position on double salary. Now, this is a member of the opposition. Well, there's another faction of the opposition in the likes of the former Prime Minister Timothy Harris, giving his view and the same situation with a similar view. So let's take a listen to the former Prime Minister Timothy Harris.
Well, I think Mark is quite off the mark on this one, and he knows it. And I am sure on reflection, he must have thought, well, I really this time misspoke. And he had. Because I don't think anyone in their right mind would make a case against workers receiving their due. We had set the standard that every year we would pay the double salary once the resources of the country allowed us to do so. And we did, year after year. So there is a legitimate expectation on the workers' part that they would receive their double salary. And I have given full support to that. Full support to that. If the government has wasted the nice $700 million left behind, which was more than adequate to meet their needs, then they must say so. If they have taken the economy to a new low and the fiscal house is not in order, then they must say so, and then we could have another debate. But clearly, to make the argument that some workers are not performing and therefore you are going to deny them is a laughable proposition, because the workers in every workplace, you have exceptional workers and some who are mediocre and poor. And what is the employer responsibility? Get the workers to the standard that they deserve. If, as my former colleague said, civil servants are down in Charlestown drinking rum, then there's a public service commission. So he is not performing. By allowing that to happen and then to use that as an excuse for not wanting to pay. And the question of payment really never did arise in relation to the NIA, because whenever I paid double salary, I paid double salary to all employees of the government, of the federal government in St. Kitts and the NIA. The burden was never carried by the NIA. Every year, they will send down their list of their listing of all the entities, NEVLEC and so on, the NIA, and we will pay them. It was a burden that the federal administration carried. So this talk about it will be 10 million for Nevis, it never cost Nevis Island administration anything. And so we had always, as part of the family, taken good care of the citizens and residents in Nevis, working for the NIA and the statutory bodies there, as we did for those working federally. The So the question of non-performance is my view, that is just, it's nothing really. It's not an argument because the government has its human resource department to deal with that matter. But I would say from my experience, we have some outstanding workers in the government. I work with them. Some who work late at nights, Saturday and Sundays, to ensure that the work of the government is being done. I recall that during the COVID years, not 1 week did we miss a payment. Dedicated, hard-working, productive workers went week after week to ensure that the Treasury met its commitment to the workers of St. Kitts and Nevis. I will not use that broad brush to talk about lack of performance. That is not what is happening in our country. Yes, there are some who do not perform well, but there are those who perform exceptionally well. And you will find them in every department and equally in the private sector. Because workers are workers and a lot depends upon the level and quality of supervision. And many of the workers who may not be performing are doing so because they think they have political privileges, so that their supervisors cannot do them anything because their ministers would intervene. So don't come with that argument. You made the point, and I agree with you. We pay the double salary, not only because we see it as a reward for the employees of the government, but importantly, it provided a significant boost in expenditure and helped, as it were, to stimulate greater economic activity. More money in circulation meant better business. And as a result of better business taking place, the private sector employers were placed in a better position to provide bonuses to their employees. So I do not agree with Mark on this one. Mark's arguments are really fallacious and they have no bearing. And every civil servant really should look forward to it. I want to make this point too in relation to the whole issue of the double. The government also promised that it will give a $500 dividend payment. And that too is a promise made and a promise that should be kept. I think that it is unreasonable and unfair to say, well, government should not give its employees a bonus payment unless it gives it to private sector, because it is really an employer-employee relationship. And in the double, the government is giving it to its employees. The private sector give bonuses from time to time to its workers. And the government workers can't say, well, TDC gave such and such. Well, they could, and we should be entitled, because there are different employment relationships and expectations. And so I would say that there are two distinct things that ought not to be mixed up, and that the performance notion that has been raised is really not made with good foundation, and it's not a sustainable argument. The impact on the economy has always been very beneficial, and it is no excuse that in the month of December, we usually will have one of our strongest haul in terms of revenues into the coffers of the Treasury. December and January usually are some of the best months, because in January you have some of that spillover benefits, and people have their monies in December, they can go and meet their tax obligations, etc.
So
So, as you can see, two opposition in the same opposition of room, but different views. And I must give the former Prime Minister credit for stepping in and speak for the poor people, because trust me, since I've been here, I had the opportunity to speak to many individuals, many police officers, island constables, folks in the street. The economy is really messed up. And I have always said this on this program. Why you want to give an arsonist the job to build back your house? Timothy Harris was the prime minister at the time. They were the one that created a mess, tried to make money off poor people during the COVID era. This program came out of that era, locking us down for 14 days, locking us down unnecessarily. Individuals like myself that tested negative 72 hours before arriving in the Federation was locked down for 14 days like animals. Nobody care about us. Nobody coming to check on us. People are spending some serious money while you got their rogue friends running around the island full of COVID, positive. That is how we end up in community spread. These are the people now coming to give advice. The people that mess up the economy saying they want to fix it. But you all mash it up. You all mash up the place. And anybody that's going to give you all any kind of year to say, well, give you all an opportunity to go back to do what was? You're going to go back there to do what? Ain't nothing better you all going to do. You all just going to grab a little more faster because you all know your time is limited. You know, today I ran into a young lady in town and I had to laugh the way that she put it. You know, because most people does not know me or do not know me in person. So some say I look different on screen to what I look in person. I guess I look younger in person, more sexy, I don't know, but they say I look better in person, right? And when she said to me, oh, I know you're from the TV, I see you on Facebook. You was giving Timothy a time of his life. I said, so did I do something wrong? The lady said, no, we appreciate what you were doing. She said, but 7 years is a week, you know. 7 years is 7 days. 7 is 7. They had enough, let her go. And it's the way she put it over. I cannot put it over like her. But I never thought about it that way. That 7 days, 7 years, enough, don't come back. And it's up to the people, really. Because the JefroyMorrishaw is 1 vote in number 6. Not moving any place. I'm not going to like other people bounce here, bounce there. 1 vote, number 6. I voted 1 term in my life. That was on August 5th, 2022. I gave my vote to the Honorable Dr. Denzel Douglas. Over the years, and he never needed it, so I did not have to do it. I was not into the politics. Thanks to the Honorable Timothy Harris in 2020, locking me down at the Jacta in quarantine, created this program. And with all his mess, I paid attention to him. I paid attention to the PAM people that was running the PAM, leader Sean Richards, Mark Brantley. And, you know, I have said this time and time again, you know, Sean and Mark is 2 people that I respected and loved, still respect, and thought they could have been good leaders, future leaders of the Federation. But when I was trying to reach out to them about what was taking place, they say, ignore the noise. Fake news. As a matter of fact, I wonder if I could find this clip where Premier Brantley tell the people after I spoke with him. Don't study them. Best Prime Minister ever was Timothy Harris. Let me take a listen and see if I can find it here.
People come and they whisper foolishness in your ear, telling us foolishness because St. Kitts and Nevis is enjoying an unprecedented time of prosperity. Unprecedented time of prosperity. The relationship, and let me just take 2 minutes, Brother Lindsay, just to say that the relationship between St. Kitts and Nevis has never been better. It is the best. It is the best that we have seen. The best that we have seen. It is because of the closeness of that relationship that I could stand here tonight in Molyneux and speak to you. Speak to you as a national of this country, as part of the Team Unity administration. And if Vance Amory was here, he would have done similarly, because we are now bound together.
in a very tangible and important way as we advance the interests of the country. Now in Nevis, for the first time, people are not seeing those age-old distinctions that we used to have. If you want a job and a job is at Park Hyatt, people go on Park Hyatt to work. Wherever work is in the country, people are saying, I am a national of this country and I'm taking advantage of that. People of St. Kitts are taking advantage of opportunities in Nevis and vice versa. You know why? Ultimately, we are two islands, one paradise. Two islands, but one country. And we need to continue to ensure that all of our people benefit from all that we have to offer as a country. I thank the Honorable Prime Minister. I thank Team Unity and the vision that went into this. I have said so many times, right in St. Kitts, that we come from disparate places and disparate backgrounds. When I was in opposition, another man used to talk as hard to me as Timothy Harris when he talking from over there. Talk hard, I used to fear him because you know he's big. So to come from there to where we are now says to you that we were able to put away those things and come together. Put away those things and come together for the benefit of the people of Nevis. Thank you, God bless, and good night.
Yeah, that is where I lost the respect for Premier Brantley as a politician. Because he knew what he was saying was lights. He was singing a tune for whatever he was benefiting. So that is where. And I continue to monitor the Premier from that situation back during the COVID era to now. When I realize it's just from one light to the next, he's not genuine, you know, and I cannot support politicians that are going to do wrong to the people. I cannot pay you to do me wrong. I can do it to myself, right? So, Brother Premier, I'll be visiting Nevis tomorrow. I hope to see you. It'll be nice if I can see you before the match. And it'll be nice to see you in the match because, you know, some year ago, a couple of years back under the former Labour administration, you know, the electricity rate went up at Skellig. And Dr. Douglas at the time, Prime Minister Douglas, told the people of St. Kitts to come on out and march for Labour Day, march against the high rate of electricity. When he was the Prime Minister, he could have controlled that easily. So I am saying to you, Mr. Premier, I am inviting you tomorrow, not tomorrow, Friday, sorry, to come on out and meet me outside the newly tried to build hospital wing. Come and march with me, let's have a conversation. You need to march against yourself to bring down those taxes that you're planning to raise on the poor people of Nevis. So I'm inviting all your NRPians, all your CCMans, what is it they have over there now? They got one of them now who decided she's independent, so I'm inviting the independents as well. I'm inviting all your people of St. Kitts and Nevis, who is on the island of Nevis. Join JefroyMorrishaw over there at 3 p.m. right there. I'm going to give you the the direction in a bit where we're going to leave from. I really don't want to give out the directions, you know, because I want you guys to be at the starting point, not at the end. I prefer to see you walk with me down the road. In St. Kitts, I walk by myself. In New York, there was a few. I remember back in those days, the rock paper there, my partner, Wally Wilkin, and his St. Kitts Nevis Times said the small crowd I was walking with. And when I walk by myself, nobody has studied me, ignore me. But you all see the difference with nobody studying me, you know. There was a change of government. While nobody was studying the DJ, that was not an issue for me. Check me online because the government has changed. The former administration was elected in 2020 and should have been election in 2025. You know. 2022 we had election. I am looking for elections in Nevis in 2024, you know, my people. If you guys don't go out there and demand these changes of these fees, these high price taxes, the wasted monies, ask for accountability on that hospital wing. We need to put a pause on that situation at the Van Samway Airport because you, the division, and we, the Kittish, are going to pay the bill, you know. All these mistakes that the Premier making, we're paying for those mistakes. The Premier not paying for it, he don't care. His bank accounts will not be affected. is the pockets of the taxpayers going to be affected by these mistakes, by these corrupt deals? So if you, the people, don't put a stop to this thing now, what you think going to happen? And it brings me to this topic that I really enjoy the conversation last Friday, I think it was, with the new appointed DPP, the AG, and my colleague there. But Charlie Keynes from St. Paul's, it seemed like only a St. Paul's man could wake up Nevis. It appears as though it takes a St. Paul's man to come to Nevis and wake them up. Because DJ Morrishaw is working from virtually, from St. Paul's, the Republic of St. Paul's. That's where I'm coming from this evening. But right there in Nevis, we got a stalwart in the likes of lawyer Charlie Keynes. And I'm going to let you listen to a little tidbit of the press conference. And it's very encouraging what I'm hearing, because all of those corrupt deals that they're trying to bury in Nevis, they went into Parliament making some, I must say the NIA, trying to make some adjustments to weaken the public integrity life and all of this stuff, whatever that, the integrity of public life laws, freedom of information, or whatever they want to call them. My brother Daly and Carlisle and Tulu and my boy Hensley, they're going to deal with that. But I am encouraged by this conversation. Take a listen.
I just wanted to underscore what Commissioner Knight was saying in terms of working along with the public officials who are required to furnish information. We realize that public officials are busy individuals. Believe it or not, I mean, I had started preparing my declaration around the end of October, and I didn't finish it until December 1 because I had a lot of things doing and so on and so forth. But we realize there's a need for sometimes supporting documentation with respect to some of the items underneath there. And I thought that, I think the obligation to report is more important than not reporting at all. So in discussions with the chairman of the commission, we said, look, if it is that you don't have the supporting documentation, you can put an estimate of the information or what you think the information is, and you put on the form subject to verification. The important thing is we want you to file. And thereafter, once you've filed, the members of the commission will reach out to you with respect to getting that additional information which had to be verified. We're trying to let the law work in a pragmatic way rather than in a big stick way. And for the benefit of my Nevis counterparts who didn't hear the tone of the DPP before, I understand that you can print names of defaulters. Your DPP stands ready. As soon as you hand over those names, I've already drafted the charges. I've already drafted it. It's just a matter of putting in your name and signing it and the different dates and so on, and a charge is laid. I've already laid down the gauntlet. It's either you do what you're required to do or you suffer the inconvenience of having to pay lawyer, inconvenience of going to court, etc. The choice is yours.
If I may, well, Mr. DPP, thanks for the encouragement. On Nevis, our Integrity Commission has been up and running since about 2018. We have been collecting declarations. Within the first 2 years, things were going smoothly, but we have now seen that persons have decided from the very top, ministers, permanent secretaries, assistant PSs, the whole gambit has decided that they no longer wish to file. We write to them, I guess they get the letters or the notices, and what they do with them I don't know. And unfortunately, the Nevis Island Assembly decided, I think maybe it was last month, they decided in their own wisdom last month to go in to Parliament and to further weaken the legislation by now saying that once you swear a declaration, the Commission is supposed to accept the declaration as truth, and then to add further insult to injury, they have now put in what we call the conjunctive clauses, where you file, the commission will look at your declaration, and in order for us to then take certain course of action, there are almost 3 limbs that we must satisfy ourselves that the declarant has not satisfied in order for us to then, go further. And which is really, in the scheme of things, it's just stupid. And for an assembly with politicians whom we elect, who are supposedly, doctorates and the whole gambit, to look and say we want to fight against corruption, and at the same time you go in and weaken the legislation even further by tying the commission's hands, it's just beyond the pale. However, we are there for another 2 years, hopefully, as under our appointments, and we are waiting for the 3rd appointment of the 3rd commissioner, because on Nevis, unfortunately, we have the situation where there is no leader of the opposition, and so because there's no leader of the opposition and the way the legislation is worded, a commissioner has, after consultation with the leader of the opposition. So the assembly again, through the parliamentarians, decided in their wisdom to make a clause, well, to amend and to say that the premier, who will have that power to appoint the 3rd person. We felt, as a commission, we got an opinion on it, and we felt that if anything, that power should really lie in the hands of the Deputy Governor General, after consultation with members on the opposition bench, and also maybe with consultation with the Premier, but that power should really lie in that person, ultimately. Since the Premier already has can appoint 1 person, the Deputy Governor General can appoint 1 person, and if there's that lacuna, you can, fix it that way. But also, too, you also fix the other pieces of legislation that requires the leader of the opposition to make appointments, not just to our commission, but to other agencies within this on the island of Nevis. However, they did not see fit to take the recommendation that was put forward to them, and they decided to do something else. We are still awaiting the amendment that was passed. I'm not sure if it has been gazetted as yet, so we will try to find out that and see where that goes. But unfortunately, instead of us going forward in a better way on Nevis, we are, unfortunately going backwards, because the federal legislation did not call for supporting documents. When the amendment was done, it was included. And on the other hand, on Nevis, we are saying, well, if you want to submit, you submit. If you don't want, you don't. So how is a commission to investigate? I mean, you get declarations, and on the face of it, you look and you're saying, well, okay, this declaration is good. So, I mean, it just makes nonsense of the law. But we will try our best to do what we have to do, and we will definitely be knocking on the door of the DPPs. I'm glad you have this stuff already prepared, the forms, and so we will definitely be seeing the charges.
Yeah, so that is my brother there, Ricardo Keynes, the man Charlie, the chairman of the Integrity Commission there, and Nevis explaining the hardship that they've been having and questioning why the Premier going to the NIA Assembly to weaken those requirements, while at the same time, at the federal level, he's supporting it. Just does not make sense, but thank God we have a DPP appointed, and hopefully we can see some work coming out of that office, and the ombudsman and everyone else that should be a part of leading our people and our nation in the right direction. And my good people, for those of you out there not paying attention and just being an double salary watch, I had the opportunity to meet with the Prime Minister yesterday, and we discussed a series of stuff. And I am quite moved and quite satisfied where we are in regards to what plans the Prime Minister has for the Federation and for the people of Nevis. And if many of you was paying attention to the budget today, you would have heard some of those things. But continue listening. There's a lot more goodies to come by now on the final day of the budget. You know, the Prime Minister will have the final say. And let's just save the best for last. So I'm pretty sure there's a lot more to come. His ship across to Nevis, that is also on schedule to come across there. So at the end of the day, I look forward to you to come across to the march there and the march over there at the hospital wing to have a conversation with me. Let's see where we go in the new year. 2024 going to be a bright and prosperous year for everyone in the Federation. Not just in St. Kitts, not just in Nevis, but overall, we will be doing good going forward. And the Prime Minister is not he's not as naive as you all think, eh? The Prime Minister is on his game, and he wants the people of Nevis to benefit, just as the folks on St. Kitts will benefit from whatever is there to have. So I got a gentleman here trying to log in. Let me see if he can get in. I guess he's not accustomed to getting into things, so he having a little problem getting in. But when things are that tight, my brother, you have to try other options. Continue trying, you will get in eventually. I want to say good evening to Sister Gwyneth Morrishaw. How are you doing? How about Beverly Morrishaw? My baby girl, hope you're doing well. My baby girl turned 60 back in October, and she seems to have more common sense than some of these politicians we have over there in Nevis, running the island of Nevis. So at the end of the day, let's hope that 2024 brings some good time. But people, the ball is in your court to really make that difference. While a gentleman trying to get in, the march on Friday, 15th December over there in Charlestown, Nevis. The march actually starts at 3 p.m. Like I said, right outside the new hospital wing there, the Alexandra Hospital. And it starts at the top of Marion Avenue, across from the Alexandra Hospital new wing. And we're going to walk west towards this. Nivision sent me a word, said Jew Street, but I understand this street is Jewish Street. So correction, is not Jew Street, but Jewish Street. Whichever road it is, we're walking down there. Whether it's Jew Street, Jewish Street, we're walking there. Nobody gonna stop us from going down there. So we're gonna walk towards Jew Street. We're gonna make a right on Jewish Street. We're gonna turn left on Chapel Street. Left onto the main road. Right onto Prince Charles Street. Right turn onto Hopkins Drive. Right turn to Chapel Street. Immediate right into the TDC parking lot right there by Brother Michael Slack. And we will terminate the march there at 6 p.m. That's Friday, 15th of December, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. My good people in Nevis, this is your time to speak. The Premier have spoken from last year, December, when he got into office, the 12th of December 2022. A lot of damage has been done by this Premier and his team. The finances and the economy of Nevis is in a mess. He made it clear during his budget presentation what he planned to raise. Taxes and everything else. Water, light, whatever. This is not because of you, the division, did anything wrong. This is because of the mismanagement, the mishandling of the funds. That is the charge I am putting on the Premier. And the former Prime Minister tell us that, he said, Mark can't manage. Mark see money and Mark just spend. But it's not Mark money. And I guarantee you that Mark does not spend his own money that way. He spends the people money that way. I guarantee he don't spend his money that way. I guarantee his checking account, savings account is looking pretty. So why do you think he continue to take advantage of you, the people of Nevis? Because you allow him to. It's time to stand up. You got a couple of days to get your placards together. Write up your placards. Put on there whatever you want to put. Make sure, because one of my awareness of this marching, one of the awareness I want to bring to you, the people, is the issue with that president, whatever she is, that runs or leads the NIA. How can you have the premier of Nevis? In which country you can have the premier, the president, the prime minister, whoever they may be, has a law firm, in this case, DBA, Daniel Brantley and Associates, who I understand has the contract with government businesses to defend them in court and legal matters. I understand there's retainers. While the premier sits in the office of the premier, the head of the country, running the country, his law firm takes care of the legal business of the same government in which he's the premier. Then someone who works for him in his law firm is in charge of the NIA assembly. That's the one that gives directives, how government policies and how things are run to pass laws. So you're telling me you got two people in Nevis that run the whole of Nevis that decide the downfall of Nevis and it continue. Whether you're in your office, you're in your house, or you're out on the business in the NIA, in Parliament. Two individuals that determine the destiny of the Nevisians. We, the Kittitians on this side, look on, and you're all saying, come save us, come help us. Well, I know you all just cuss the Kittitians them, and you all cuss the NGOs, and you all cuss the Prime Minister, and say nobody coming to your rescue. Well, JefroyMorrishaw coming to your rescue. You know? JefroyMorrishaw went through the trouble of paying a fee, applied for permission, filling the application, applied for permission to come over to Nevis and bring an awareness march to the premier, letting him know we are not satisfied with his actions. We're not satisfied with his function. My question to you, the Nevisians, when JefroyMorrishaw come there on Friday, will he be walking down the street by himself? Or will I see the candidates from the NRP? The Honorable Sister Janice Daniel Hodge. Will I be seeing J.D. Keynes? Will I be seeing Rohan Isles? Will I be seeing Sister Patricia Bartlett? Would I be seeing Brother Henry Daniel? Would I be seeing my boy Carlisle Powell? Would I be seeing Tulu? Would I be seeing Kelvin Daly? Would I be seeing Cabo? Would I be seeing my boy Mikey Slack? I know I'll be seeing some other people who have committed themselves that they will be there and they will support. I know Twila will be there. I know Denny will be there. But as much of you Nevisians who are there in Nevis, I am aware, based on my conversation with people, why folks are afraid to take to the street. Why folks are afraid to confront the premier, because he's very vindictive. And many people works for the government. They are civil servants. And even those who are not working directly for the government, they have family members who works in the civil service for government. And they know, by coming and participating in these kind of situations, these marches, the premier will react. And they're afraid of that. I understand that, I get it. Do not put your job in jeopardy. Do not put yourself on the line. So I'm speaking to you, the people who have nothing to lose, right? I'm speaking to you, the people who has nothing to lose, to come on out and do your thing. Fight for your people. Stand up for your people. That is what we need to do as a team. So I want to take the opportunity again to thank the police commissioner and the Minister of National Security and his team for bringing democracy back to our beloved Federation of St. Kitts Nevis. I also want to big up my boy, the brother Manners. It was nice seeing you last evening. I went across to Nevis for a few hours last night, and I want to thank Sister Chanel Myers for accommodating me, transporting us to and from the event. I went over there to St. James's, I think it was. Sister, the Honorable Janice Daniel Hodge, had her 1-year anniversary in the NIA. Though it's in the opposition, she's there, she was elected. She took care of the former Deputy Premier. Very lovely event. Great friends, great drinks, everything was nice, atmosphere was nice. Sister Ann Basu, lovely young lady, well dressed. Everybody was nice. And I put on my green shirt, you know, I played the role. I went over there, put on, they said the dress code was black, green, and white. And I put on my black and green, and I see my boy Carlisle well spiffy as well. The man Daly was well spiffy. You know, I didn't see my boy Tulu. I don't know if he got there late or what. But I had a good time. And coming back across to St. Kitts, I want to thank the dancing commissioner there, the man, Brother Austin Williams, to come and pick us up there over at the Timothy Beach and bring us back down to Bastia to collect our vehicle. You know, the people of Nevis, from what I can see, I do not know how people take the people of Nevis, but they are very nice, courteous people. I want to say good evening, Sister Loretta there from the the cultural bar, sorry, over there by the mango tree. It was good seeing you last night as well. Look forward to seeing you on Friday. You might not be able to walk the walk, but you can come and say hi to JefroyMorrishaw because I know that you're in full support of Nevis and you guys see the struggle that Nevis has been going through. I'm hearing all kind of things out there now, and I don't get into the melee. But since I'm getting the messages and people believe that I'm supposed to chime in and stuff, let me just put it out there. Whatever is going on with my partner, the birdie, Big Lice, that is his personal stuff. But I can say this. When you're going to be giving advice to people, you can't give all the advice. You got to keep some for yourself, eh? So I'm pretty sure since Brother Big Lice is advisor to the Prime Minister, I understand, I'm pretty sure whatever he's dealing with, he will give himself some advice and take care of his issues. So I just want you folks to just ease up on my pardon. Everybody go through whatever they go through, and whatever he's dealing with, I know that he can deal with it because he gets a monthly salary from government. So he must be able to deal with that situation. So I'm not worried about him. If Big Lice was not working, I don't have any means of income, then I'll be concerned about the situation. But in this regard, I would not get caught up in that conversation. So let me apologize in advance to you folks. Glenn, your video is not on. I'm just hearing your audio. If you don't have your video on, log out, log back in with your audio and video. Because it does not make sense without your video, right? I'm gonna drop a track here and give you an opportunity to get yourself organized, log out, log back in with your audio and video, and let's get it going. You have done this in the past, so you should know what you need to do. I'm gonna drop a track here. I think this one is perfect for the premiere. I think you need a CAT scan. So let me drop this track for the premiere because I'm pretty sure He need a CAT scan.
To complain how she had splitting from a migraine. Right away this young physician said he want to give her a CAT scan. She tell him, not because you think I come from country, I ain't coming here to let you fool me. I suggest you treat me for my condition. There's no way I'm bringing my cat for you to scan. Let's get one thing straight, doc. You ain't scanning my cat. I complain for a migraine. What my cat have to do with that? I know you take me for a simpleton, but you're not a veterinarian. Look, today you're picking on the wrong woman, 'cause there's no way I'm bringing my cat for you to scan. The doc told her, listen, young woman, I think you have the wrong impression. He explained to her that a CAT scan is similar to a mammogram. But despite the doctor's explanation, she kept on voicing her objection. I told you of my complaint, but like you wanna quest, because now you want to examine my chest. Let's get something straight, doc. You ain't scanning my cat. I complain for a migraine. What my cat have to do with that? I know you take me for a simpleton, but you're not a veterinarian. Look, today you're picking on the wrong woman, 'cause there's no way I'm bringing my cat for you to scan. Crisis. Never been accused of malpractice. Wondering how he should handle this and keep his name out of stupidness. He never ever had a patient who tried to accuse him of malintent. While considering the best way to respond, the woman kept repeating the admonition. Let's get one thing straight, doc. You ain't scanning my cat. I complain for a migraine. What my cat have to do with that? I know you take me for a simpleton, but you're not a veterinarian. Look, today you're picking on the wrong woman, 'cause there's no way I'm bringing my cat for you to scan. The doctor took the decision to treat her with a sedation. He said, I'm going to give you an injection, after which you'll have to lay down. But she said, doc, you're acting real suspicious, like you want to make me unconscious, to put me in a state of helplessness. So now you can start scanning my cat and my chest. Let's get something straight, doc. You ain't scanning my cat. I complain for a migraine. How my cat get mixed up with that? I know you take me for a simpleton, not a veterinarian. Look, today you're picking on the wrong woman, 'cause there's no way I'm bringing my cat for you to scan.
Yes, man, it's a serious case there. The CAT scan. You all see how them CAT scan, them donuts so round and perfect. I wonder if the Premier could fit in one of them things there. Mr. Premier, get your head scanned, partner. Put in your head. Put in your whole head in the CAT scan, my partner. Make sure they check it and give you all the updates on it. I show me girl there, Sister DJ Farrell Smith. Sister Ann Farrell Smith, how you doing? I sure you love that. Glendale.
Yeah, the video.
I said to you before, if you don't have your video, I don't want to talk to you. So turn on your video or log out and log back in. I'm not talking to no blind people. I'm not getting a video from you. So if you're not coming on a video, sign out and come back in with video. I'm jamming my music until you get your act together. Right now, I'm getting ready to drop a track here by my boy, Brother Elvis William, the King Freddie. This one is called Unpredictable World, and he'll be definitely participating in the semifinals tomorrow evening over there at the Port Zante. And speaking about the Port Zante, right? I really need to find out from the Carnival Committee really what's going on with them. It seems as though everything gone foreign in this country. I have always believed that down at the ferry terminal where you got those bars there, that should be Carnival Village. Come Carnival time, that bus ferry terminal should be moved up towards the War Memorial, wherever, and that should be Carnival Village. That should be Carnival City.
When did I carry my fucking video?
Glenn, you're live. Turn off your mic, please. I believe that the local people should be making $1. The folks over at Pozande, the cruise ship comes in over there, they get the tourist dollar. As a matter of fact, you got some people that work for government have taxes. Even them gone into the taxi pool go take away the poor man. The taxi drivers over there, that's all they have, the taxes. But you got some people working in government offices and they go over there in the pool. A couple Sundays ago, I went there to look for some folks that came in on a cruise ship. My boy, the Big Banana, took care of them for me. And I see the fighting and stuff over there. Something really needs to be done seriously over there at Port Zante. So I am calling on my girl there, Sister Marsha Henderson, the Honorable Marsha Henderson, to really look into what is taking place there over at the Port Zante. And again, I also want Marsha to look into what's going on at the Robert L. Butcher Airport. We came into the airport last Saturday, and I decided to go to the bathroom and get a freshen up. No water running in. If visitors coming into our airport, it's the first time for them, and they want to take some refreshing moments in a bathroom and there's no water running, what are you telling these people? We are so backwards and they should not come back into the Federation. That does not look good. And these are things I am not cussing government, I am just telling you all, take care of the matters them. Some of you take it as cussing. DJ Morrishaw not cussing, are you? But are you got managers and people getting paid to function in this area? Make sure things are happening at our seaport and airport. Make sure the toilets are working, make sure they're clean. Make sure the lights are working, the air conditions are working. I see a young lady down at the ferry terminal there, busting her backside. Every minute she mopping and doing whatever because people go in there, urinating on the floor, doing all kind of stuff, throwing paper on the floor, and they're not courteous at all. You all have to remember as well that these are human beings. These are your brothers and sisters. So when you go and use these facilities, clean behind yourself. If you wink on the seat, clean it, wipe it, clean it up. Don't wait for them to come and do that. You put something in the toilet, you flush it. Don't come and tell the people they got to come and do this for you and all this kind of stuff. There is so much things that is very vexing, as they would say, that I see happen here in the Federation of St. Kitts Nevis. When you try to speak to people, You cannot get through to them. I sat on a domino table, everybody there playing a game of domino. One guy come and sit down, and so he sit down, he light off his spliff. He ganja, he weed, whatever you want to call it. And I turned to the gentleman and I said to him, I said, well, what make you think is okay to just jump on the table and light off and nobody else here light off? A gentleman, another one look at, say, man, no study, smoke your thing. Mr. AG, I think you guys have passed this law long enough for you all to get these summons books. You have police officers down at the ferry terminal, all over the place. It's time that you all start summoning these people that's smoking up this marijuana in the general public like that. I should not come home or go someplace smell of marijuana because what? I don't smoke it. So why would someone come and sit in my face and decide it's okay to smoke? And you try to ask them to excuse and they don't care. It's time for us to deal with that. Right? Glenn, I'm hearing you. Either close your mic or log out. I tell you, come on with your audio and video. If you cannot get it to work, I'll talk to you another night. So, you know, we need to, this is Sugar Mass. Last day, they almost killed me with weed over there on 4th Street. I was knocked out from the weed, running a high temperature over 100. Thought I was going to die. Thanks to Gwen, and she was around and she cook up shitting and whatever she did. I'm still here today, but I'm on my own this year. I don't want to go through that kind of stuff. So I'm appealing to you, the powers that be, to get your officers out there with their books and do whatever is necessary to control these smoking, man. It is not good. It's really not good. It's like if you have 100 people live and think it's 95 of them smoking. That's not good. We need to do something about that. Good evening, Sister Lynn. How are you doing? This is an unpredictable world. So let me drop this one for you. The King Freddy. Semi-finalists.
This world is in crisis. We're living in perilous times. Darkness is going, threatening the sunshine. Who have eyes to see would see, who have ears to hear would hear. We are all living in an unsavory atmosphere. The things we used to cherish, we don't cherish no more. Our morals and values, we push through the door. It seems to me that human beings just don't care, while turmoil and chaos continues everywhere. In this unpredictable world, where evil men fighting for full control, we don't know what the future would bring. In this unpredictable world, where man fighting for oil, diamonds and gold, and mankind killing humanity. Unpredictable. Oh, every day this world is changing. Unpredictable world. The world God created, man rearranging. Spiritual wickedness in full control. In this sad and unpredictable world, in this mad and unpredictable world. Dan, 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 dan. Never, never die. It's wars and rumors of wars, leaders with evil intent, pushing their agenda for a new world order government. And while superpowers continue with their diabolical plan and their hideous action affecting every man, it seems for mankind time Russia war on Ukraine. Some say it's just a start for superpower making this world desolate and dark. In this unpredictable world, where prophecies have been unfold, we don't know what tomorrow will bring. In this unpredictable world, where some men, they are selling their soul, would it be joy or endless suffering? Unpredictable. Oh, every day this world is changing. Unpredictable world. The world God created, man rearranging. Spiritual wickedness in full control. In this sad and unpredictable world. In this mad and unpredictable world. Bamba de bam bam bamba de. Change it, work together. Men creating diseases, and as the saga unfolds, they are on a full mission of population control. And while the rich getting richer, people are fighting hard to survive. Freedom of speech and democracy no longer will be alive. We're living in a world divided by race, color, and class. And the prediction of this scripture every day is coming to pass. Mankind on the road of total devastation, all because they have strayed from the master's plan. In this unpredictable world, even men fighting for full control. We don't know what the future will bring. In this unpredictable world, where mankind is vicious, callous, and cold, and mankind killing humanity. Unpredictable world. Whoa, every day this world is changing. Unpredictable world. The world God created, man rearranging. Spiritual wickedness in full control. In this sad and unpredictable world. In this mad and unpredictable world. Dan da da dan 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 da de. Badam boom bam ba de. This was like a jungle where true love is hard to find. And as it slowly crumble, what shall become of mankind? If we don't wake up, get conscious, and try to turn things around, this world will continue on its way, tumbling down. When will mankind realize that love is the key to heal this wounded world and save humanity? We must act now, for there is no time to delay, for this world is slowly slipping away. In this unpredictable world, where evil men fighting for full control, we don't know what the future will bring. In this unpredictable world, where the atmosphere is so cold, and mankind killing humanity. Unpredictable world. I see famine, drought, and hunger. Unpredictable world. I see racism getting stronger. Men turn away from God and Satan in control. In this sad and unpredictable world, things looking bad. In this unpredictable world.
Yeah, song of the man, King Freddie there. Unpredictable. Good evening, Brother Glendale. I am hearing you speaking over this song. You've been on this program before. Whenever you're going to log on, please close your mic because you're going worldwide when you're talking. Right? So, good evening. Welcome to the ride. Give a quick synopsis of you are. Let the folks know. Let the folks know who we're speaking with.
Hello, Marsha. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. First of all, let me apologize for the delay in terms of getting in, and also let me apologize for the over-speaking actually over mic while the show was being on live, rather. Anyway, it's a pleasure to be with you, as usual. And, you know, always good. Merry Christmas, first of all, when it comes, if I don't see you.
My Christmas is Friday coming, you know, the 15th. I'll be in Nevis marching. That's all my right. Christmas. That's my Christmas to myself.
Good. So therefore, I'll see you. For sure.
You'll see me on Friday. And if I don't see you, I'm going to have a problem with you, you know, because I'm coming to do your business.
I understand, sir. Your business is my business.
Correct.
I did it today. Always been my business.
Well, I know me, boy. I'm going to tell you something, you know. You're coming late, not gonna change my game plan, you know, because I said 2 hours tonight and it's going to be 2 hours. And I ever head me someplace, either in Florida or Atlanta, cooping. Glad that you're coming late for me to go overtime. No overtime tonight, you know. So, close your mic, stand by. Let me drop my boy Glenn Green, answer the question, answer the call. Sorry, because tomorrow is semifinals, and I want to get in these guys' songs for the people to be familiarized with them tomorrow evening. So just close your mic and stand by, and I'll be right back with you. This is the man Glenn Green, Green Tea. Answer the question. Answer the call.
Bang bang badang ding 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 ding.
Oh yeah.
This song is for humanity. Boom bang boom bang. Something wrong. Something wrong. It's plain to see. Things are tumbling down. Mankind, it's so sad to say, but it seems somehow you have lost your way. Instead of creating and building, you keep destroying this world. Your constant desire for power is totally out of control. And if you don't change and make a roundabout turn, eventually you'll end up in the twilight zone. Only we can make things better. Collectively, we can save humanity. It's only we can make things better. Together, hand in hand, bring sanity to this land. If we don't, we're destined to fall. Mankind, it's time to answer the call. I say answer the call. Answer the call. Or back against the wall. Man, it's time to answer the call. Hear me, hear me. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Babadi bam bam bam. Dang, 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 boy. Boom, bam, boom, bam. It's we who does talk about peace, but creating weapons for mass destruction, and we cannot cease. We sign peace treaties, same treaty we breach. We so conniving, we don't practice what we preach. Superpowers holding this world for ransom. Anytime they could light a fuse, and one action will cause a reaction, and all of us going to lose the gift of life given to us by God above. All because in mankind's heart we can't find no love. Only we can make things better. If we use love as the key, we can save humanity. It's only we can make things better if we open up our hearts. Now is the time to start. If we don't, we're destined to fall. Mankind, it's time to answer the call. I say answer the call. Answer the call. Or back against the wall. Man, it's time to answer the call. Hear me, hear me, hear me,
answer the call.
Hear me. Babadi bam bam bam.
My people of Nevis.
Boy.
Time to answer the call.
Boom bam boom bam. I see how we come countries still not unified. Since the day of federation, that has been the cry. Leaders of CARICOM has to understand we cannot succeed without unification. Now I see the youths graduating daily, can't get job to sustain their lives. Another thing that is so damn crazy, mass shooting taking many lives. The crime rate is so high, food prices going up every day. We who responsible for all this chaos, I say. It's only we can make things better. We cannot run from the truth. We have to nurture them youths. It's only we can make things better. We've got to find a way to stop all the gunplay. If we don't, we're destined to fall. Mankind, it's time to answer the call. I say answer the call. Answer the call. Or back against the wall. Man, it's time to answer the call. Hear me, hear me, hear me, hear me. Whoa. Boom bam, boom bam. For destruction, you have an adrenaline rush. Mankind, you destroy everything you touch. You ruthless, violent, and you think you large. You do what you want, all because you think you in charge. Is you who hurting Mother Nature by destroying the environment. Is you who cause global warming. Mankind, this don't make no sense. Please take heed, this is a clarion call. Let's make that change, talking to one another. Only we can make things better. He and she, I say you and me. It's only we can make things better. We must embrace. We cannot spread hate. If we don't, we're destined to fall. Mankind, it's time to answer the call, the call, the call. I say.
Well, it appears that Miguel there, my missionary in Tobago, answered the call. Good evening, Sister Deborah Wallace. How are you doing? How is my boy Roger Wallace there in Tobago? How about Victor Beard, Gloria Beard and crew there, Melissa and crew? How are you guys doing? And Brother Daniel there. Brother Glenn, good evening again. Okay. Yes. You sound a lot better. Let's let the people know who I'm speaking to here, because I know you're a legend in New York, real estate and big businessman or whatever, drinking champagne and orange juice. That's all I know about you. So let the people know who you are.
Anyway, I'm Glen Herbert, a simple man, a man who believes in really trying to give back, a man who believes in philanthropy. I do believe in the Nevis people and the people here in our federation. I do believe that we have great prospects and great grasp. I think we are people who punch above our weight. I think we punch beyond the ceiling. Generally, our name as Nevisians, wherever we go, we always excel. It doesn't matter whether it's in education, whether it's in industry. It doesn't matter the genre and wherever we step in. Nevisians always do well. And by the way, I would also say petitions, because I would more than half think it's a Nevisians. So, you know, when you look at all the names, think it's whether they're Hendricksons, whether they're Williams, whether they're Leiberts, whether they're Williams, I said, whether they're Herberts, whether they're on and on. You know, most of them are Nevisians. Somehow they hail from Nevis. Their parents, grandparents, you know, Pembertons, on and on. You know, it's a Nevisian name base. So Tsengis and Nevis are interconnected, of course. On umbilical parts, so to speak, are stretched from 2 miles apart, back and forth. So when I say Nevis, I do think it's in that question, in that statement. Our people are just a set of people who punch above our weight. We're small, yes, but as someone said, we're Talawa. I mean, more than that sometimes.
For sure. Well, it's fun. You spoke about Nevisians and the last names. Is there anybody a Nevis named Libad? And there's Libad. Is there any Libad?
No.
Well, I'm gonna name one tonight. You know, the Premier Libad. You know. You got one person over there Libad. You know.
Well, you know, I'll tell you this. Recordings. The technology recordings.
Technology, I got them, you know.
That's really, really important. You understand completely?
Yeah.
So,
but you know what had me laughing this morning, Glenn? Someone sent me the premier morning message, because I guess he sent out this morning message every morning. And this one says, lies move at speed of light, while the truth moves slowly, and yet the truth always wins in the end. When the premier, you guys sure is the premier that be writing these things, that he got somebody operating his page? Because he cuss himself every morning, you know. I never see a premier cuss himself every morning. Every message he put out, he talking about himself.
Well, you see, the thing about it is, technology today has allowed us to fact check anything anybody says. So whether you said it 5-10 years ago, you can fact check it. You can find it somewhere in the archives. And you better be careful as to what you say, because somebody can piggyback on what you say and find what it is. So if you're saying something, you know, today, and think you can say it 2 years from now, something different 2 years from now, and say you didn't say it, somebody can dig it up. So, I mean, you got to be very contrite, very careful of how you go about your business in terms of, you know, speaking to the public. That much I say.
I will laugh. I was there today, and I actually changed my program in the end, what I had planned, because
yes, sir.
When I listen to all of these clips with the various lies that the premier tell monthly, I mean, you are paying him for lies and not to perform his duty as premier.
Well, I guess
every month is on your lie, you know.
Well, I guess it's the artistry of politicians. Eh? Politicians doesn't go down well in terms of when you call them as to the trust that people have in them. You know, car salesmen, politicians, and lawyers generally are not looked upon highly in terms of competence.
Glenn, let me tell you something, right? I had a meeting with the Prime Minister yesterday.
Yes, sir.
And one thing about my phone, it's smarter than me. Normally, I put my questions that people give me and concerns in the notepad. I put the dates, and I go back and check. And when I went into my notepad yesterday to pick up where I left off, because I know there are some people that had asked me to look into some matters, and I did not get to do it. So I had to go back and deal with that first. My phone is telling me I met with the Prime Minister on the 23rd of December of last year. The 23rd of December, 2023, right? And I can say to you, most, if not all, it's not all, so I say most, of the things that the Prime Minister spoke to me about and say he's going to try and do, He did. One of the things that he have not done so far is coming across to Nevis, as you all know, in a capacity of a town hall meeting, right? And we discussed that again yesterday. And he confirmed to me, Morrishaw, I am it, I got it, I understand, this is what I am doing. So I good. But like I said to him, Morrishaw is good. It's the people of Nevis you got to tell them, right? So Mr. Prime Minister, it is your responsibility. He said before the end of the year, well, the year soon done, you know. He's gonna reach across there.
As a matter of information, I met the Prime Minister on Sunday here in Nevis.
Yeah, he told me he was over there.
Yeah, on Sunday, and we actually spoke for a few minutes. I had the great pleasure of having that brief discussion with him in his private quarters, where he was. Someone took me there and asked me to meet with him, and I did. So, I mean, he seems to me like a pretty amiable guy, very congenial in his approach and very respectful, very soft-spoken, my assessment of him. And his, he has a very, he looks you in the eye. And that's quite interesting when he speaks. So I look forward to seeing him here more often. But as a little follow-up, if you permit me, one of the things I want to commend him on his address today. I didn't listen to it word for word, but I listened to parts that appealed to me, there's some things that jumped out at me that he did today. And I think he attempted to deal with the structural issues of the Federation, the structural fiscal issues. And one of the things that jumped out at me when he said that he would lower corporate rates by 8%, somewhere in the region down to 25% from 33%, I think that's a big winner. Why I think that's a big winner? Because it attracts, what that tends to do is attract businesses or investors to the show. One of the things, if you don't know, let me inform. One of the things that makes you, let's say Ireland, so attractive in terms of dot-com business and software companies that makes them, they envy Europe. From Google to everybody goes there, is the fact that they have one of the lowest corporate rates in the world, maybe it's 11%. Singapore, for example, has an extremely low corporate rate. These are thriving economies. I mean, they're jet fuel economies for the most part. We go low in our corporate rates. The United States corporate rate, I think Trump had lowered the corporate rate from 35%, but his attempt was to bring it down to 21%. And that fuel, you had put the United States economy on jet fuel during those 5 years. If you remember, 401ks were going through the roof. The stock market did phenomenally well, record-breaking. The Dow was record-breaking. The Nasdaq broke record after record. And people were making, their monies were being flowing. So that's a great indicator of him attacking the structural issues of our economy. I think the attempt to increase salaries is a damn good thing, if you allow the word damn. Minimum wage, I think that is good because that puts us, we're currently right now in number 3 position in the entire Caribbean, CARICOM, and the entire Caribbean. The only country that's ahead, 2 countries that are ahead of us before today announcement would have been the Bahamas, which does something like $210 per week. At the minimum wage, and we were then at $133 per week US for a 40-hour work week. The other country that was ahead of us was Barbados with $168 per week. So we were ranked number 3 as of today. But as of today announcement, we vaulted into number 2 position in terms of minimum wage. That's a damn good thing. Again, I use the word damn in terms of structural, the structural issues of the economy, meaning giving people more disposable income at the lower end where monies are really spent, at the lower end of the economy. In addition, those who criticize and say, for example, that it would impede progress from meaning businesses being able to hire up more people or businesses laying off people because the burden on businesses would be more. That's a misnomer at this point, because one of the things, once you lower the rates, you alleviate the stress from corporate from companies in terms of paying the higher tax rates, and right, so that room for companies to perform is now created. You understand? In terms of holding on to the workers they have had and continue to perform in terms of expansion. That those possibilities exist. In addition to that, it attracts companies from offshore to come here and do business. And I wish that it even went further lower on the corporate rate. In my opinion, I think it would even do, phenomenal for the region, because I think at this point, to be frank with you, I think we probably have the lowest corporate rate in the Caribbean based on that announcement. I really don't know, but I can imagine, because when I look at when you look at the business mix of countries where they collect taxes from in the region, whether from Trinidad all the way through, and Jamaica and what have you, I would imagine we would be at the lower end of the corporate rate for the most part amongst them. Looking at our income, weekly 40-hour per week income also is a good indicator where we are. I think we're in a good position for. I tell you, we punch above our weight, way above our heads in this country. I don't know, the things that the acts that we perform around here, to me, not just here, but Farfield, wherever we go, to me is always astounding. I think, there's a term that's thrown around in the United States, where they say the United States is it's like a country that performs phenomenal feats. It's a term they use in the United States, but it doesn't come to mind, but we are that type of country. I'll remember it, I'm sure, before the end of the show.
Well, the point I was trying to make when I went there is that in terms of the Prime Minister, he was consistent with our conversation a year ago, December 2023, December 23rd, 2022. The conversation then, and the conversation yesterday, December 12th, 2023. Right. Consistent. There's one or two things that was not accomplished, and he was able to explain why. And I could accept what his explanation was. Now it's for him to give it to the general public, because those things is in the pipeline and those things will be coming. But not only that, we was able to discuss a couple of other things. Give me a minute. We was able to discuss other stuff, and they are quick fixes. And I think one of the problem the Prime Minister and the Labour government has is that they're not out there on social media like the former administration, having people standing up, taking keys and photo apps and all over social media. The Labour Party has not taken that opportunity. So I believe that they are very lackadaisical and slow in selling themselves to the general public. And one of the things I discussed with the Prime Minister yesterday, and he acknowledged it, is that they need to place themselves back in the communities. I know they had to travel around the globe to get us reinstated into a lot of stuff. But in the meantime, there are a lot of things that they are missing in communities. And not that they are not doing a good job, because for the things that has been done in the short space of time, partner, the damage that was done in 7 years compared to what we are dealing with now, it is really amazing of the accomplishments. So I'll give you a chance to say what you have to say, and I'm going to name some. And I'm going to name some of those accomplishments, because we, as citizens of St. Kitts Nevis, we take things for granted. There are many countries out there crying out. The Virgin Islands, the British Virgin Islands, the US Virgin Islands, Antigua, Barbados, you mentioned it, and these places. There, Dominica, St. Lucia. We are getting away with murder here, but yet we continue to cuss. But if you compare to what we had 7 years ago, from 2015 to 2022, our people got to appreciate the work of this Labour Party. And anybody take the time out to understand me. I don't do party politics. I am for the people of St. Kitts Nevis. I am for the Federation of St. Kitts Nevis. Because any politician that go down the wrong road, DJ Morrishaw going to be here at the gate. I refuse to let another unity administration like what we had, another Prime Minister that we had in the past, to resurface in this federation while I'm alive. That is not going to happen. Go ahead.
Yeah, the word is exceptionalism. We have a great angle to us, a great way about us, St. Kitts Nevis. We have a St. Kitts Nevis exceptionalism, meaning that we perform way above our heads and we do miraculous things in terms of, based on our size, we do tremendous things. Now, and back to the structural issues, right? Back to the structural issues that he spoke about today. I think the idea of young people putting $1,000 in account and as an investment account and all that sort of thing, I think that is great. I think these are like starters. It's almost like having a child and you're preparing that child to go to college and you create a college fund, you know, and you start at an early age. I think these are good investments in people. I think they've headed in the right direction. Their head is pointed in the right direction as it relates to the structural issues that to grapple with. But one of the things I think we need to look at really keenly in terms of structural issues is immigration also. I think because of the fact that I just laid out that we have the second highest, and we have the currently now, we have the second highest wage in terms of earnings on a 40-hour week. It's going to attract people from everywhere. We're already doing it right now, but it's just going to be ridiculous in terms of people coming to our shows. And we have to have that in place, because I just give you, in terms of relative, in terms of you being able to measure where we are versus countries around our region. St. Vincent, for example, does $46 per week. Jamaica is $47 per week in a 40-hour week. Guyana is $49. Dominica is $59. Grenada is $65. And Belize is $66. And I just go down. Trinidad is $103 and Antigua is $121. Right? But the point of it all, the reason why you see people, and the Dominican Republic, of course, is though, you know, and Haiti. But the reason we have to begin to be very, very, very watchful, you know, regarding our borders, because you can't have a country without borders. Every country must have borders, and that's how you define your country. And you must be able to at least have some sort of policy developed, or if you don't, you know, at least procedures that you go by, whereby you can begin to calibrate the amount of people that you're letting into the country, because you want to attract people who is going to build. You just don't want to attract a lot of redundancies. You don't want to attract people who are just going to come here and open, you know, unless I just use, for example, I'm not, you know, a hair salon, and then you end up with, let's say, 30 hair salons in Bastille or 20 in Charlestown. I mean, that I just don't think that's a good mix. You need, you know, you need people who come with skills. I mean, I know we are locked into CSC, it's called CSCME, I think it's called.
CSME, yeah.
Yes, correct. Which we have agreements with them, and you know, of course, people can come here with skill certificates and all that sort of thing. But we have to drill down it as part of the structural reforms that's happening here in this country. I mean, we have the fiscal reforms that I'm seeing being rolled out, that I saw at least today being rolled out, and our imagination should begin to take us somewhere where we ought to be looking at immigration in this country. It is very critical to protect our shores, to protect our identity, meaning identity or heritage, the heritage of our people. That sort of thing is very critical.
Yeah, but Glendale, the problem I have with our people here in St. Kitts and Nevis is that they are very critical and they stand by and observe, right? We need to be a part of the progress. We have to be a part of the process.
Correct.
And don't be afraid to speak truth to power, because government are continuous. You have to think about your country and the future of the people of this country.
You see, my brother Jeffroy, you know, it's easy for us to say that, but they've used this intimidation tactic, those in power and those who have been in power, right, to send a message to people that they cannot speak. You understand? You fall in line. You understand? And they use the old adage where they, for example, become pickers of winners and losers. And that is not a good thing. Because what you do, you stunt growth in your country. Okay, fine. You want to be a king, you can be a king, right? But that's not how. If you're thinking about your people and you're thinking about the broader picture and the upliftment of people, you cannot have that attitude. You have to be open. We're willing to take on board criticism. You understand? It comes from anywhere. It's okay. It's gonna make us better. But when you start feeling like you become kings and queens because you got elected, you walk off the street, you say, vote for me, the people put their faith in you. You have never really done anything in your life, to be frank with you, for the most part. A lot of these people. But they get in power and they know everything after a while. They don't, you understand, they don't even want to begin to at least consult people who know better. The arrogance, you're scripted. You understand? And then they begin to pick winners and losers. So now, when you pick winners and losers, you pick and choose who you think are going to succeed because they support you, not because they are good for the position that you're putting them in terms of operationalizing what it is that position ought to be doing. It's because, so you end up with a lot of square pegs in why you want votes in this place. And all politically driven. And it's just sad. It takes away from the energy of the country. It takes away from the aspirational attitude that people naturally have, with the desire to do well and the desire to bring their contributions forward. It takes away from a lot of that, and that people should not live in fear. They should not. You know, I think it's abusive to behave like that, to be frank.
Permit me a minute there to take a little run through, because what we went through over the last 7 years is really criminal. And I call it criminal, and these people should be charged with high crime and misdemeanor. I do not know if they knew DPP could come up with some charges, because he seems to understand the law. But let me just give you a quick rundown of the first 15 months in office for the government. Not even touching what transpired today. The first 15 months. Because I want to believe our people, the way they think, the way they operate, the way they speak, is like nothing happened. So let me give you a quick overview. And I'm challenging you. While I'm speaking, when I finish, I want you to take notes. Tell me if anything I'm saying here is not true.
I'm noting.
Right? Because this caring Labour government, what they have done in 15 months is nothing above, genius. The people, they paid $500. So, if somebody has something in the background, I'm getting a feedback. So if you could close your mic. Okay. The people, they paid $500 cash CBI dividends. $1,000 cash independence bonus to workers. They increase the Christmas duty-free allowance amount to $675 and carry it into the end of January 2024, I think it is. It was extended into January 2024. Now, they passed the Consumer Affairs Act to protect people from the supermarket price gouging. They subsidize electricity, cooking gas, car gas, water to save people money. They reconnect people who was disconnected for years. In terms of this reconnection, I met a lady said that she was disconnected for the entire 7 years of Team Unity. This lady have to go to work. I asked her how she get her clothes ironed and stuff. She told me she used to get her clothes ironed by her neighbor. What kind of caring government Timothy was when he said he was a caring government? Had people light cut off, water cut off, cannot get the basic needs. The Labour Party also paid the GAE retired workers their well-earned gratuity that they did not get under the previous administration. They resolved the land distribution corruption act that they had going on there. Owners get their resets, the Independence Party reset, cheaper land price, waive and reduce interest and long terms and to start to pay. Committed free land titles for lifetime residents of Upper Monkey Hill and Lagreet. These are free things we're talking about, you know. In which other country you're getting free land? This is free things I'm talking about. So the people are spoiling St. Kitts and Nevis in some areas. But yes, some of them need, because partner, where we are coming from, our foreparents bust their ass. Slave for us to benefit what we are benefiting today. So when Premier Banting gonna talk about double salary, what's wrong with a couple of the people that suffer over the years get a little sugar cake? He get double sugar cake and quadruple sugar cake for years and he ain't doing nothing. Just lying to the people and misleading the people. But let me continue. The minimum wage establishment that was implemented in the increase supposed to start, they said 2024, right? Or whenever it's going to start. The bottom line is something was done. Something was done within those 15 months. So let's pay attention to what transpired in 15 months in comparison to what transpired in 7 years. Remember, they had something, they said 5 more than 20. Rock had believed them, you know. You see, Rock dead gone. Rock believed 5 was more than 20. But nobody gonna fool me with that. Right? In no way, 7 years is less than 15 months. Timothy ain't gonna fool me with that. So you could talk all the brabber you want to talk. He mash up the economy, he mash up the country, him and his colleagues. The People's Action Movement, SPAM, led by Sean Richards. The Concerned Citizen Movements, led by Premier Brantley. They mash up the economy. They mash up the country. And Nevis is paying the price up until today. And this is why I'm calling on the people of Nevis. Come out on Friday. Let's correct the mistake of 2022. Come out, wake up, and tell Premier Brantley, enough is enough. Let me continue. They removed import duties and school supplies, gave $250 vouchers to school children, back to school VAT days. They did all of that. They started the infrastructure to build affordable homes. Somehow you're cussing. Somehow you're still cussing the government. But the process has started. And people are going to benefit. You and I might not want those homes, but there are some people going to be glad for them. So you have to show appreciation. They drilled and found water in Keon within the 15 months of the new Labour administration. They drilled and found water, things are in place. You had 3 ministers of public works. You had Ian Patches-Libod, Sean Richards, and Eugene Hamilton. 3 of them in 7 years, and they couldn't find no water over in Keon. Within 15 months. The Honorable Candice Maynard and Prime Minister was able to find water in Keon. People are going to get relief. So let's continue. They will negotiate the solar farm project. Some people are happy about it. I don't know the details of it, but they're trying. And they're going to get everything perfect. Right? They're not going to get everything perfect. When it comes to healthcare, I can testify to healthcare that there's big improvement in healthcare. And there's a lot to come in the new year. I wouldn't get into details tonight because I don't want to bust the Prime Minister bubble. He's the Minister of Health, and I want him to talk the things them himself. I don't want to talk them for him. But there's big improvement in healthcare at the JNF. There's big improvement around the communities. And there's a new hospital coming in the new year. So I want to leave that for him. So the financing is secure for the brand new hospital in 2024. Let's give them time for that. They ordered the MRI and they installed a CT scan at the JNF. Essential medical equipment that they needed there. I can tell you, the accreditation process is in place. I could say tonight, who want to cuss, DJ Morrishaw is on the team as part of the accreditation. And who want to see my qualification, come to my bunker. We can sit down and talk there. I'm not coming to you on the street to debate. You want to see my qualifications. You want to see my resume. You want to see my CV. Glenn, you know how much years I work at the hospital in New York.
You were in Lebanon, no?
Bronx, Lebanon.
Correct.
Not just Bronx, Lebanon, but around the country training people. From California to Las Vegas to Maine to Florida. All over the US, training people. But because some of these people see me around, the little black boy from St. Paul's, they don't think I have anything up here. But I got news for them. I got a lot of news for them.
You know, I want to say something on the long dossier you read out, which is a lot of positive things that has been done.
I mean done it, you know.
In a short period.
Yeah, me and done it, you know. I got a long way to go. Me not done yet. Let me finish. Because you talk about tourism. They brought in airlines in here that couldn't come before, you know. They brought in JetBlue into Caribbean Airlines and Airlift from Canada, and all of this thing improve, you know. The tourism is doing well. The visa issue that they had in Canada, that the farmer administration said they're going to bring back, it didn't come back under them. It partially come back under the Labour. We're talking about 15 months still, eh? Still under the 15 months. They open up the country and save the tourism dying because of what the farmer government did. They keep the country closed too long. They lock us down in quarantine unnecessarily, trying to make money. Not about people like the DJ. You know, a lot of things that was done in communities was done to benefit the people now. And I'm going to leave the community issues to Jeffrey Hanley and to Senator Gerald Clark and Islin Phillips, because they are doing a serious job helping out the elderly and the people in the community. So I'm going to give them a chance to speak about that themselves. But I can go on and on and on, pardon. The computer, back to the school kids, created a Ministry of Small Business as a one-stop support system for entrepreneurs to thrive and provide them with grants and loans. You know why in Nevis people still crying small business? Because the premier in the squad for the people of Nevis. Whatever happened in St. Kitts should have happened in Nevis and was happening in Nevis. But no work was done to help the people in Nevis. So as the people of Nevis need to get up, stand up, and let the premier know they're not happy. You could hear Carbo crying week after week, and radio stations calling in, and this program typing in, where Carbo is the only small business on Nevis. There's no other small business on Nevis. You all need to do your all part.
Well, you know,
no, you're going to cut me off. I'm going to. I'm rolling deep.
Right.
I'm rolling deep. They initiated the medical cannabis industry. And the Prime Minister spoke about that today. I'm going to leave that for him too. The good governance agenda, up to the tape all here from the DPP. I'm going to leave that for them. The national security to reform the corrupt peace program and to elevate and to promote actual life changes. Partner, the police themselves, I play the clip, I have it. So the farmer peace program that they had there, the bad man, them were just taking the money and buying your weapon, prepare themselves for the next war. There was no peace. Just like they lied to us, saying that there was unity amongst the tri-party. There was no unity amongst PAM, CCM, and PLP. There was all in there fighting war. There was never any peace. There was never any unity. There was no peace program. There was money laundering. The people was not getting the money. The money was going to a particular source, right? I could go on and on, you know, Glenn. But I say Ivor already get the better of me tonight because I said no overtime and I got 20 minutes in overtime. So you get me again, right? So these are some things I wanted to just run down. There's much more. And that had nothing to do with today. Today extra. How could the good people of St. Kitts Nevis, in good conscience, so they're cussing the Labour Party and they're cussing the Prime Minister for not doing a good job? So you tell me, what I lie about? What falsehood I just gave?
Here's what you did. You spoke a lot about what the Prime Minister has done, the Labour Party has done. But if you've done a lot of things and nobody know about it and nobody hear it.
That's the point.
You understand? It means
That's
nothing.
the point. That's the point.
So, I mean, yes, there's a lot of virtues in all the things that they've done. And, you know, in terms of the short period of time, I think it's astounding. But nobody knows.
That's the problem.
So, and elections and politics is about what people know.
Now,
here's what people know, though, on the heels of what you just said. One of the things the administration has to grapple with is the high murder rate. That's just a fact. That's a structural fact. When you see the number 29, it's a fact. Everybody knows. Right?
Glenn, one murder in our federation, where I'm concerned, is too much. Right? And I don't have the answers. I do not know who will have the answers. But I have said this before, and I will say it again. I don't blame governments for the criminal activities in the federation. I didn't do it under the farmer administration. I'm not going to do it now. There is no prime minister, no deputy prime minister, no minister of tourism that is out there putting guns in these people's hands. The mindset of our people need to change. And I could say to you, in the workplaces generally, you cannot have conversation with people. You cannot have a disagreement with nobody to take it and make your enemy for life. You must be able to communicate. How are we going to break that barrier? We got to find a way of doing it together. But sitting back and blaming the government and blaming the prime minister, not going to fix it. The problem is deeper than that. I lived in St. Kitts in the 70s. And as I said to the commissioner before, the police used to walk the street. The police knew everybody by name. My grandmother, she had fowls that lay eggs. And when the fowl them lay the egg weekly, the first egg is for who? Let me see if you all have any Nevis. Who do you think is the first egg?
I don't know.
Okay. The first egg that is laid for the day, she put it aside is for the minister.
Oh, really? Okay.
The next one that comes for the police. Back in them days, they said police dollar had in 5 quarters. Because as the community used to feed the police, as the community used to help the police, it was a community policing. I don't see community policing taking place. And I've heard the responses to that from the Commissioner of Police. The change of life, the change of situations. But we got to find a way of dealing with these young people. Is the young people and killing out each other? You think you and I have a disagreement? I'm going to think about picking up a gun and shooting Glen Herbert, or think about picking up a gun and shooting me.
Those young people are a treasure. And if they're our future. Now, to get them going straight and narrow, they are our future in this country. And again, like I said, you've extolled a lot of great stuff that he's done in 15 months. Not him, but the administration has done. And the people need to know about it. You understand? To have it a secret means nothing because it doesn't benefit.
There's a secret. There's a secret, right?
It seems to be a secret.
It is a secret.
Because
I don't understand for the life of me.
You can't
these mouthpieces, they got out there, say the advisors. They're on social media. They're on radio. Chatting all kind of ass.
That's the point.
But they're not speaking about what is happening.
Correct.
Week after week, you hear them on all of these radio stations and social media cussing each other. Cut out the cussing. Let's talk about the good things that is taking place. You're going to have the opposition. The opposition going to oppose. The opposition going to attack. I am currently trying to educate the people and try to give a fair, balanced assessment of what's taking place. I know that the people in the opposition are trying to get back into office. They don't want to hear Morrishaw. Because Morrishaw is not talking the things that they want him to talk. But I'm not here to talk neither for government, nor for opposition. I am here to bring the facts as they are.
But the elephant, the big elephant in the room, Morrishaw, regardless of what we say and however we twist it, that criminality, that issue is a thing that sinks governments. And they're going to juxtapose it against the past, what happened in the past. That's just a reality. All I'm saying to you and those who are the policy makers, they have to figure a way along with us in civil society. Now, going forward, because you heard me talk about the structural problems regarding the economy, the fiscal matters, which I think they grapple with beautifully. I mean, we're below 60% in our debt ratio in terms of our economy and how we're performing. We're like 51%. That is phenomenal. That is at World Bank standards and IMF standards.
Let me ask you a question, Glenn. Let's get back to the reality of life. Let me ask you a question. How long do you think it takes a coconut tree or a jelly tree when you plant it to bear coconuts?
A couple of years.
I don't want to hear a couple of years. How long do you think? 5 years. Okay. My boy, Market Trust in Nevis, gave me 3 coconut trees. He told me I should have coconut to drink in 5 years. Right?
That was right.
Okay. I planted 3 of them. about 6 feet apart. I already drinking coconut from one. 3 years later.
Okay.
3 years later, I'm drinking coconut from one. The other two is still struggling. I said that to say this. We had a corrupt government for 7 years, from 2015 to 2022, doing all kind of manner evil, corruption after corruption, paying people not to commit crime while the crime was being committed, not only at the low level, at the highest level. The white collar crime was worse than the gunman them. What do you expect going to change in 15 months, 2 years or 3 years in terms of crime when they plant the seed? My administration plant the seed. How you expect this government to change that in 15 months or 2 years? I hear you, you know. Well, let's be realistic.
But
let's be realistic.
Again,
because them still out there.
Again, I don't know what the plan is. But I'm just saying that is the reality. No, hear me out. When I spoke about the economy and the structural issues, there is also another thing that investors look at it when they look at your shows. 3 things they look at: crime, safety, whether you have a democracy in terms of freedom, in terms of doing business, right? And they like and generally they like the son and son.
No, we're on the same page. We're on the same page.
They look at the crime. They look at the ability to do business in terms of being unhindered. You understand, in terms of government, and they look at the other thing I just mentioned.
Glenn, you and I on the same. You and I on the same page. There is no running away from the crime.
Right.
It's how to resolve it. I am saying to you, it took 7 years to create it. Don't expect it to get fixed in 24 months.
Gotcha.
Not going to happen. Things have been put in place, and the things that are put in place, what do you think we're getting? People out there criticizing. We had an advisor to the Prime Minister from Jamaica, you know. That advisor that was advising our Prime Minister for 7 years. That Prime Minister, that advisor was a general that during the Dudas situation in Tivoli Garden in Jamaica, he was a part of that, you know.
Yeah. And Jamaica is a basket case in terms of crime.
But I want you to follow me. I want you to follow my point. I went to Jamaica. I went into Tivoli Garden. I sit down on domino table in Tivoli Garden and play domino. Jamaicans tell me straight up, they would never go back to Jamaica. And if they do go, not Tivoli Garden. This young man sit down in Tivoli Garden and play domino on more than one occasion, right? I am saying to you that Colonel Sanders, whatever his name was, that was one of the bad apple they bring from Jamaica in our system here. And he was there for 7 years. And now you stay quiet about it. All are you? Right? Stay quiet about it. And the problem stopped there and manifest itself. The Prime Minister came into office. And I did not know become of Colonel Sanders. But he tried to bring back one of us, one of our own, Mr. Rollins. He's now an advisor to the Prime Minister. As a matter of fact, he was due to be on the program a couple of weeks ago, but he got stuck overseas. But he'll be here to talk the things, and maybe you can get some answers that you want, right? The process and what is in place. But the point I am making is this, partner. We sit back and watch the ship going astray for 7 years, and we did nothing about it. Everybody afraid the former Prime Minister. Everybody afraid Premier Brantley Nevis. Everybody afraid whoever was there doing whatever. But they got tongue and teeth now. The tongue and the teeth getting along. So every day, you hear the cry. The Prime Minister, this labor, that. Partner, I'm not going to run away from it. There are things out there that I would like to see done different. I've spoken to the Prime Minister. Like I said, I met with him up to yesterday. I am confident that things will change in 2024. I am confident that the relationship between St. Kitts and Nevis, no matter how some of them try to fight it down, going to improve. Because Premier Brantley, throughout his life in government in Nevis, tried to divide us. tell us stay out of Nevis affairs. Stay out of Nevis business. But he's right up in the Prime Minister backside now. Right? So, I don't want to do too much more overtime, Glenn. You and I are going to have a longer conversation when we could really get into it. Because, you know, I could go on and on and on with this conversation.
One of the things I was angling to do, and I'm sorry I couldn't get earlier, but really get into, again, I use the word structural issues in terms of the Nevis end of the economy and really what's happening in terms
That's going to be for another night.
The real shortfalls and the real issues, massive issues that I see goals and stuff.
Glenn, yes, Glenn, that's going to be for another night, and that's going to be after the match. Because if you ain't come to the match, I don't want to see you on this program. Don't come back. If you're not there Friday, don't come back here. And I'm telling Carlisle, Kelvin Daly, Tulu, Hensley Daniel, and all who don't be on radio, J.D. Keynes, Patricia Bartlett, Janice Daniel, if I'm not at the match on Friday, I don't want to hear from all you. I'm going to buy carbo go with me go to water, or you stay out my way. I tell you the talk, time for political action, right? We have to stand up to the nonsense that is going on, right? So, I'm going to play a song. And when I finish playing this song, you can come back and do your closing because I'm staying here for another hour. And this song I'm going to play, I want you to listen to the lyrics. Yeah. Because Mighty Pat now play. Mighty Pat talk the things then. And Mighty Pat is in the semi-finals tomorrow night. So take a listen to Mighty Pat.
Bamba dim badam bambi, we da 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 di hoa. One love. The election is over and the masses have spoken. They have chosen a government that could move these islands along. But they got some carry come, bring come, who still carrying on the campaign. Because they didn't vote for this government, they think that the mass is insane. So they do anything in their power to make sure these islands don't prosper. They can't wait until next election to say I had tell you so, my friend, that is wrong. You only keeping these islands down. We got to help the government. After all, it is all of us that they represent. We got to stop the fussing and fighting, cause it ain't getting us no way. Get rid of our hatred and anger, look forward to a brighter day. Let us think of our children's future. They're coming up and we going down. Remember, if this boat turn over, is everybody gonna drown? Check your position, cause to stifle progress is wrong. Wrong. We da 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 dee da 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 do. Yeah man, Kaiso. Listen. Some of us are one-sided that we can't see the other side. The truth standing right in front of us, covered with selfishness and pride. So we go on TV and talk show, spreading rumors and propaganda, saying how the government failing, when in our hearts we know it ain't so. They'll be the first one to come and tell you that they cheat in the election, just because the party didn't make it. The winning party, they want a bun singing a sad song and keeping these islands down. We got to help the government. After all, it is all of us that they represent. We got to stop the fussing and fighting, cause it ain't getting us the way. Get rid of our hatred and anger, look forward to a brighter day. Let us think of our children's future. They're coming up and we going down. Remember, if this boat turn over, is everybody gonna drown? Stop singing a sad song, cause to stifle progress is wrong. Wrong. Woo da 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 dee da 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 do. Woo, yeah. No man is an island, and that we know for sure. If we all work together, we could accomplish a whole lot more. Remember, without cooperation, you could never get nothing done. Be careful how you light a fire, cause you might end up getting burned. Some people don't want to put in nothing, but they want to take out everything. Remember, rewards with labor could make you a queen or a king. Check your position and stop keep the island down. We got to help the government. After all, it is all of us that they represent. We got to stop the fussing and fighting, cause it ain't getting us no way. Get rid of our hatred and anger. Look forward to a brighter day. Let us think of our children's future. They're coming up and we going down. Remember, if this boat turn over, is everybody gonna drown? Check your position, cause the stifle progress is wrong. Wrong. We got to help the government. Oh yes, we got to help the government. Yeah. Whoa. Da 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 da. Come on. Let the helping hand. Thank you.
No. This is a problem. This is the problem that we have, right? Is that if things doesn't affect us directly, we don't care about it. The police cannot do it by themselves. The government cannot do it by themselves. The military cannot do it by themselves. These kids are these individuals that shooting each other all over the place, are stabbing each other, are fighting. They're from a community. Let's start with the communities. Patty singing is a song lyrically, help the government. You're not helping the government. You're helping yourself. You're helping your community. You're helping your country, because government is continuous. So when you're in the opposition and you're going to jump on these crime and encouraging it and all this kind of stuff, where you're benefiting? When your time comes, what's going to happen? All right? So we have to go back to the days where it takes a community to raise a child.
I agree with you.
So you're in Nevis, I'm here in St. Kitts. And me see how you all operate, you know. In Nevis, you all fold your hand and you sit down. Two young boys go across the street coming from school fighting, arguing, how you ignore them. Not when you get up and go say, what going on with you all? Right here in St. Kitts, in the schools, you got kids fighting instead of people intervene and find out why are they fighting and try to quell. They take up their phone and the video and they put it on social media. So what you are going to expect? What you are going to expect? We are the problem, not the government, not the police, people like me and you. Because I could tell you, Glenn, I could challenge you and I could tell you, you are one of our upstanding citizens, but you don't get involved. You need to get your backside involved. When you see these things taking place, get involved. And I challenge you on that. Because I know you will sit in the shop, pack your foot, drink your rum. You're not going to get involved. Start getting involved before you all start criticizing the government.
There has been a disconnect over the number of years, Marsha. When people began to move from the communities, the villages, and begin to create communities, community niches, and move out a town and begin to move in the far reaches, the suburbia, there became a disconnect. Back in the day, people were connected. You understand? And we need to somehow reconnect. Figure out a way how to connect those communities, those villages, with the new austere communities that people have moved to. Whether they're, I'm just using, for example, whether they're gone in Bird Rock or they're gone in Fern Hill in Nevis or they're gone wherever they're going to live. You understand? And once upon a time, everybody was in the village. And that at that time, the people who are going to work and you work in treasury, you're a teacher, you're right there in the village. You're right there in Boston. You're right there in Fines Avenue or wherever you call it, pick up your alley. You know, you were in somewhere in Gingerland or whatever the case is. My point is, people, the responsible people, the high earners, the people who are responsible and have a stake in society from the standpoint of economic stake in the society that has properties and investment in the property in the country, they have moved away from the people and leave the poor people, or so-called leave the derelicts, or so-called leave the indigents amongst themselves, and they can't lead each other. You understand? The leaders has moved. So the point is we have to figure out how to reconnect.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
As I look throughout the island of St. Kitts and the island of Nevis, the business people, the Hasfords, the TDC, the Rams, the Chinese, whoever, the law firms, the Brantley and Associates, whoever.
Right.
Do you think that they are being affected by the criminal activities?
Oh, no. No, no. It's not reaching society.
Do you think they care? Do you see them show any interest in improving?
No. Because
do you think they care? Do you think they care?
No.
But we spend money with them, you know. We spend money with them, right?
But it doesn't affect them.
Glenn.
Anyway, the market independent is not even these folks.
All I want us to understand, this criminal situation that is going on, that is affecting us, is bigger than the Prime Minister, is bigger than the government, is bigger than the police. It takes all of us.
Yeah, like, again, I kept using the word structural. Again, in the 70s and whatever, the 80s, we didn't have this crime issue. Again, most of us lived amongst them. You go to Charlestown, for example, in my time growing up, Charlestown was the place to live. There's nobody wants to live on Main Street in Charlestown. I grew up on Main Street. Nobody wants to live in town. So you see, people, Bastia, nobody wants to live in, what do you call down there? I forgot. Let's say, what do you call that area below the Greenlands again? Help me.
McKnight?
McKnight. Nobody wants to live in McKnight, and nobody wants to live in those areas. And people want moved out. Responsible people, educated people, people who have major responsibility in society, business people are not there. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, for example, in the States, it's a phenomenon when they start putting people in high-rise buildings, poor people, and all the poor people stack them on top of each other, and you have nobody in leadership there. Who become the leaders? The drug dealers, the people who are flashing. You understand? All the deviant and decadent behavior goes on in there. So there have to be a means of reconnecting. I'm saying the structural problems we're having has to be met. And of course, the Prime Minister made a big deal today. In my opinion, in terms from a fiscal standpoint, a government fiscal and economy standpoint, I want to see the immigration part touched because that is important to preserve this. The crime part is the third trifactor to this, the third party trifactor to this, in terms of making a perfect union in this country and in terms of attracting investors to this country. That is what I look for.
I got a question to ask you.
Yes, sir.
I know you're a Nevision at heart. You know Nevis well.
Correct.
What do you know about St. Kitts?
I know the history. I know the history.
Okay. I just want to make a point, right? Growing up in St. Kitts back in the days, St. Paul's was a place nobody wanted to come. Back of the land, backward people.
Yes.
Right? Nobody wanted to know St. Paul's.
Yes.
Let me show you a couple of things. When you look at Nevis, one of the top business locally, regionally, internationally is who?
One of the top ones. I mean, you got Shipperton stuff.
Okay. Let me give it to you. Sunshine.
Oh, Sunshine is the #1 restaurant in St. Nevis.
Okay. Where do you think Sunshine from?
It's comparison to anything.
Where do you think Sunshine? Where do you think Sunshine is from?
St. Kitts, St. Paul's.
Sunshine and me walk with our bottom out. Pants tear off. We can't afford a good pants. I wait in St. Paul's we go. Right?
Yeah.
See what Sunshine did to Nevis. My point I am making to you is, Sunshine is making his money from the tourists and doing well. You think Morrishaw coming across to Nevis to do a match to assist the Nevis people, Sunshine right there, should not have been more involved?
Well,
don't give me no well. Do not give me no well. Do not give me no well. Let's be real. The business people and Nevis, once they are doing well, to help with the rest of the country, don't give me no well. Understand? Because I will talk like this to Sunshine. And I'm pretty sure he's listening. Right? All of them full of shit. They are good people, but they are part of the problem. So don't give me no well. The well down there, a lot of people falling in there and dead. Right? Well is very deep. People drown in them. So I don't want to hear no well. Just answer my question straight. Sunshine them is benefiting from the people. They should be concerned about what the government is doing. Okay? And I use Sunshine because my partner, they say we are family. I like to deal with people straight on. Right? So I'm going to leave that one there. I am saying to you now, in St. Paul's, the village where nobody wanted to come to back in the 70s because we are poor. We provided the first premier for the Federation, Sir Robert Welling Batcher, St. Paul's Reform. We provided the third prime minister, the second prime minister, sorry, the Honorable Dr. Denzel Douglas, St. Paul's. You see the AG that out there targeting them? I wrote when he can't he born and go up with us, and I because your teeth him came down. St. Paul's are sensible people, you know. I get a lot of blows. Dan, go up here in St. Paul's with me. Nevis want to know, but I wrote in St. Paul's, Dan, go up with me.
I know. All right. You see, because I can tell you, the family is back and forth.
All right. The point I am trying to get across is that we, the people, can make a difference if we want to. That's the point I'm trying to make. Not the government, we, the people. So when we're out there saying, oh, the prime minister, the government, the police, what the people with influence, the influencers in the community, what are they doing?
You know, I'm going to say something to you, Marshall. All hands on deck. Yeah. The government has its role, but civil society has its role. You understand? And the business community has its role. Yeah. So somehow they have to come together. Civil society meaning
have to come together.
Yes, has to come together in the same room and begin to craft a plan out how to put their hands around this thing.
But Glenn,
I know where we went wrong. I recognize that.
You know, right? Glenn, like I went into a problem, you know. I went into a problem. I said I wasn't going overtime. I'm 54 minutes overtime. I someplace laughing. I got 2 songs here queue up, even though they're cussing the government. I think they need to be played. It doesn't matter who they support. I got the Ice House up. Yeah. I think his song deserves a play. So I'm playing it tonight. The King Sakoti, I think his song deserves a play. So I'm playing them 2 songs there. And I am not going much further than that. Because we got 3 hours we're heading into now, you know. Only 2 hours supposed to be doing, you know. And I'm not going to get caught up. I'm not going to get caught up tonight.
You see what happens when you connect?
I'm not getting caught up tonight. So you want to do your closing or you want to wait for me to play these 2 songs?
Let me close out and listen to songs.
All right. Because I don't want to give my partner, Elvan Ellie, the longer the programs, the harder job he got to upload them to YouTube.
All right, no problem.
So I don't want to give him too much work tonight. And I see where I'm running over 3 hours. So
let's close off.
Yeah.
The other matters, we table the matters, the real matters that we're going to deal with. You understand? Particularly structural matters in Nevis and how those matters in St. Kitts affect this one here in Nevis. And what creates a drag on the overall economy, and you understand? And the country. But we'll deal with that at some point. All right? Anyway, listen to me, man. From here to the moon, keep pushing, keep doing what you're doing. You understand? You're doing the right thing. You're doing God's work. All right? I fully endorse you. I fully support you. Yeah. All right?
All right. Let me drop this one for all of the South supporters out there. I love this song. I love the lyrics. Very creative. So, the King of South Up, your boy Morrishaw coming at you.
Good night, Batman. The king is here. Hey! Stop, 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 body. Ba, ba, da, ba, da, ba, ba. I want to crack, I want to boast about my country. I want to say it's the best in the Caribbean. I want to tell the world that my federation at no time at all is stand second to none. But every time I try me teeth bite me tongue, and that is saying to me that something is wrong. I see church groups praying all over town. Something wrong, wrong, wrong. Petitions and division, what's going on? They tell me the crime rate gone out of control. Again, again, and with the people start catching we tail, again, again. Cost of living rising and poor people balling again, again. I'm so mad. I am really, really, really super mad. Oh God, oh God, we were moving like a chain. I can't find words to explain, but the virus seems to have damaged we brain. So we back to square one again, again, again. Heaven help me to help this mystery, because we back to square one again, again, again. My lovely country, oh land of beauty, seems like we're slipping reverse again. Imagine only in just one day we had 3 murders up here in Bastille. Well, friends, it is only fair to say we are back to square one again, again, again.
Come on. The man I saw up.
Hey!
What the king saying?
Back there, boy, right back there. Real calypso, serious calypso, meaningful calypso. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not finger pointing, and neither am I playing the blame game. But the truth is my country was nicely breathing, but now it's gasping for breath again. Party politics got us on the run. Some was getting 500, now getting none. So to make ends meet, they're robbing from country to town. Sit us on something definitely wrong. And that's why the crime rate gone out of control. Again, again, and with the start catching we tail, again, again. Supermarkets killing, food prices skyrocketing, again, again. I'm so mad. I am really, really, really super mad. Oh God, oh God, I hear people complaining that the money ain't running, they're fooling and they're mama guying. So we back to square one again, again, again. Heaven help me to solve this mystery, because we back to square one again, again, my lovely country, oh land of beauty, we should not be feeling such pain again. It is alleged that the government think it's contractors in their way. So to Chile Daddy and millions they pay, we gone back to square one again. Hey, hey, hey.
The King Salsa.
Banton like an orchestra boy. Tabede bade bambe. Ah, bim. Papa, Banning sounds so good all night. The banning sounds so good all night. Hey, 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 hey. Da da da. Da da da. My beloved country, I love it dearly. It means everything in the world to me. It's the home of the Indians and the Chinese. It is the gem of the West Indies. For we were once a God-fearing nation. I used to think that God is a kitchen, but corruption and wickedness taking over my land, and that's why it's so easy to understand why the crime rate gone out of control again, and we the people start catching we tail again. Customs duty crippling, got small business closing again. I'm so mad. I am really super mad. Oh God, I hearing the same refrain over and over again. The government busy joyriding, so we back to square one again. Oh, me, heaven help me to solve this mystery, because we're back to square one again. My lovely country, oh land of beauty, we should not be going through such pain again. The last government wasn't good. They say deletions they gone away. Now the same behavior is on display, so we're back to square one again. Da. Good night, Batman. Good night. One love.
Nice. The King I sauce up. Back to square one again. Lovely melody, lovely lyrics. To make you learning to sing finally. So it's good to see you tomorrow evening in the semis tomorrow evening. So the situation here now, we're gonna drop a track for me boy there. The doctor there, the man by the Niger leader. How you doing? Hope all is well with you. We got this track by the man there, the King Sacro. This one is called I think he said Peter paying for Paul, the King Sacro. So take a listen to the King Socrates.
Effects of global warming on the small island states is nothing but devastating, though we did not create the climate crisis wherein we must coexist in a biosphere damaged by corporate greed of industrial nations, mass pollution, wherein greed and more greed seems to be their creed. As the earth temperature rises due to greenhouse gases, we must lead with remedial policies for small island states, economies at risk to diverse weather patterns and rising seas by degrees. No climate reparations must be pursued through arbitration. We need all hands on deck for climate mitigation. Must be the primary mission to reverse the greenhouse gas effect. Our very survival is at stake, with our backs pushed against a wall. Though our carbon footprint is very small, clearly Peter is paying for Paul, until there's one set of rules for one and all. We bound to see Peter paying for Paul. Whoa, yo! We watched the deforestation of Haiti and the Amazon, disrupting the ecosystem, needed vegetation. We see ice caps melting, wildfires raging, extreme drought, extreme cold, extreme heat waves, industrial waste dumped in the ocean, threatening marine life with extinction. On the sustainability of our biodiversity is crucial if we're to survive as a tourism economy, competing with others of the same dependency as you and me. No climate reparations must be pursued through arbitration. We need all hands on deck for climate mitigation. Must be the primary mission to reverse the greenhouse gas effect. Our very survival is at stake, with our backs pushed against a wall. Though our carbon footprint is very small, clearly Peter is paying for Paul, until there's one set of rules governing all. We're sure to see Peter paying for Paul. Planet prosperity, taken as a mantra, made for the perfect synergy, my wish to recover. But we must be in lockstep with that new mindset if we are to effect the changes we need, or we'll be left to carry the cost of nations that continues to lead. As the planet made polluters, blatant violators of conventions to which they agreed to be in one accord, going forward, but their words are not supported by their deeds, thus the planet bleeds. The climate reparations must be pursued through arbitration. We need all hands on deck for climate mitigation must be the primary mission to reverse the greenhouse gas effect. Our very survival is at stake. With our backs pushed against the wall, though our carbon footprint is this small, clearly Peter is paying for Paul. It's not a case of all for one and one for all. No, 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 it's Peter paying for Paul. Well, yo! Now, for each problem, there is a solution. So this verse is all about finding a solution. Here we go. We must switch from fossil fuels as their dependency to wind and solar systems, sources of energy. Oil and gas companies, coal-producing countries, created monopolies to amass wealth at the expense of the planet's health, caring little for anyone else. But as Mia Motley said, code red, we must not allow Earth temperature to rise to 2% degrees Celsius, when 1.5 is what we need to survive and stay alive. No climate reparations must be pursued through arbitration. We need all hands on deck. For climate mitigation must be the primary mission to reverse the greenhouse gas effect. Our very survival is at stake. With our backs pushed against a wall, though our carbon footprint is very small, clearly Peter is paying for Paul. It's not a case of all for one and one for all. No, 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 it's Peter paying for Paul. Well, yo!
Great lyrics, great melody, Brother Sakoti. I wish you much success on your bid for the finals tomorrow evening. I want to big up my boy, Brother Charles, there in the Bronx, New York. Happy belated birthday, Brother Charles. Sorry I didn't get a chance to give you a shout. Hope you live to see the score, the 100, because you're getting close there. You're batting well. I also want to say good evening to Sister De Basso. How are you doing, Queen Basso? Everything is all right? I see Annie last evening look as beautiful as ever. Still have not seen the baby boy, but Annie's looking great, like she never had anything. She didn't have no belly. I mean, Annie. Time for the second one. Folks, I'm going to drop another track here, but just before I drop this track, I don't want to forget to mention sending condolences to the family of my boy there, skipper Freddie Davis. I don't know if Nigel Leader know that Freddie passed away on the 9th of December. Last Saturday morning, while packing my stuff to head down to the Federation, I received a call that Freddie just passed away sometime about 2 a.m. when I received that call. Well, I see some information come through on my phone stating that the funeral, the homegoing service for Freddie Davis is going to be on the 15th of December. Well, the 15th of December is this coming Friday. So I won't be able to make it back for that funeral. So I hope the folks remember to give my regrets that I cannot be in two places at the same time. I might be good at a lot of things, but I cannot be myself as yet. So for you folks who is in the US, the service, the homegoing service for Frederick Davis, aka Skipper Davis, begins at 9:30 a.m. and service will commence promptly at 11:30 a.m. Until noon, and the burial will follow at Fairlawn Memorial Cemetery at 22-21 Maple Avenue, Fairlawn, New Jersey, area code 07410. That's the funeral homegoing service for Skipper Davis. Captain Freddie will be this coming Friday. The viewing begins at 9:30 a.m. The service commences promptly at 11:30 a.m. until noon. Burial at the Fairlawn Memorial Cemetery at 22-21 Maple Avenue, Fairlawn, New Jersey, 07410. Condolences to the family, the cricketing family, the Tweed family of Sadlers, and everybody who is mourning Skipper Davis at this time. I remember the Skipper Davis the last time he came here with me on tour. He keeps saying to me, he just called me Mr. President. He said, Mr. President, all I want to do is to play one more game. Just one more game. And Skipper Davis find himself at the Marriott playing a different game to what should be played over at the cricket field. So, Skipper Davis, I'm sorry that you did not get to play the real cricket game, but I know you had a ball at the other field over at the Marriott. So, as they would say, travel safe, rest easy until such time if there's such a thing as we meet again, and we'll have a game of cricket, because you know how I love to beat your ball. So we'll beat it at some point. I'm going to drop a track here. This one is called I'm an Alien. Music by the man Malvern Gums out of St. Thomas by way of Snack Night St. Kitts and Anguilla, residing in St. Thomas, Virgin Islands. The artist is King Pat out of Newtown by way of Connery, resides in St. Croix. I invited him back here to try and step up the art form. The culture was way low last year. So I asked Mighty Pat, the man Green Tea, Glenn Green, and King Freddie to come and participate. They're doing very well. They passed through the elimination process. Tomorrow night, they enter into the semifinals. I pray that God and the judges do the right thing and get them into the finals. Because based on the scores I saw from the elimination, you know, I really want to know if these judges judging a pageant or a fashion show. I'm not blaming the judges for what they do, but I'm looking at the score sheets, the criteria for the Calypso. I want to know if it's lazy the Calypso committee is, why they could not put a proper criteria in place. I'm seeing a criteria saying music 40 points, lyrics 40 points. No, lyrics 40 points, music 30 points, and performance 30 points. So some of these folks who want to dress up in their nice dandan and go out there and perform could very well make it to the final just by dressing. They don't have to sing. They don't have to got no lyrics. What happened to the clarity and the melody and these kind of things in music? What happened to that? Abonati, if you guys overlook these things, you as an arranger and producer, you guys should know what music is about. You cannot go and just put 30 points for performance. There are some people out there that can dance like Michael Jackson, but they can't sing squat. So I have a problem with the criteria in this regard. You guys have to do better than that. If the lyrics going to be 40 points, you all have to find some other stuff for that 60 points to make it up. Or raise the lyrics to 40 points, 60 points or whatever, and the performance should not be the same as the music. The music, the melody, this is a lot into a song. You cannot go compare or compete performance with music and melody and clarity and these things. So I do not know who will be in charge of Carnival next year, but you all mess up on this one. So let's see what happens tomorrow night. But I feel like an alien in this country, because when you give suggestions, they tell you, you can't tell us how to do this. You can't tell us how to do that. But the foreigners coming in from China and Taiwan and wherever, and as they say jump, everybody jump in order. So let me take this one.
Are you ready? This is Mighty Pat at the control tower. We're gonna chant them down. We're gonna push them down. We're gonna break them down. Get ready to sing. 1, 2, 3. I'm an alien in my country. St. Kitts Nevis, that shouldn't be. Foreigners taking over slowly. in my country. Lord have mercy. I'm an alien in my country. Government pretend that they can't see. Foreigners taking over slowly like a bulldozer. They gon' crush me. Think it's Nevis where I was born. There will be no place for me to hold on. We'll be sinking, we'll be drowning in deep water. There'll be no recover. Power hungry politicians slowly selling outer island to Tom Dick. Anybody who have money, now look what they make with. I'm an alien in my country. Think it's Nevis belongs to we. Foreigners taking over daily in my country. Lord have mercy. I'm an alien in my country. Government pretend that they can't see. Foreigners taking over slowly like a bulldozer. They gon' crush me. The little job that we used to have, foreigners take it while me a starve. The little food that I used to sell, foreigners take him, even that as well. The jobs and businesses here in this country are owned by Arabs, Indians and Chinese. Gone to the beach, this white man tell me to get off of his property. I'm an alien in my country. Think it's Nevis, that shouldn't be. Foreigners taking over slowly in my country. Lord have mercy. I'm an alien in my country. Government pretend that they can't see. Foreigners taking over daily like a bulldozer. They gon' crush me. DJ Morrishaw came and tell me, he said, mighty, listen carefully. There'll be no place in our country left for we. Watch and you will see. Foreigners will be Prime Minister. Foreigners will be Premier. Foreigners will be Governor. Cause of passport money, we're going back in slavery. I'm an alien in my country. Think it's Nevis, that shouldn't be. Foreigners taking over daily in my country. Lord have mercy. I'm an alien in my country. Government pretend that they can't see. Foreigners taking over slowly like a bulldozer. They gon' crush me. If you are proud to be a Kittitian, if you are proud to be a Nevisian, then take your flag up in your hand and wave it in any direction. These land belong to you and me. So stand up with pride and dignity and tell them foreigners bully, they ain't gon' chase me out of we country. I'm an alien in my country. Think it's Nevis should belong to we. Foreigners taking over daily in our country. Lord have mercy. I'm an alien in my country. Government pretend that they can't see. Foreigners taking over slowly like a bulldozer. They gon' crush me. Come on. Let me see you say. Let me hear you say. Let me see you turn. Wait. Let me go. Let me go. Let me go. Let me go. Don't quit them. Put up.
Yes, the song of the Mighty Pat, and that one is called I'm an Alien in My Country. Well, in the meantime, I don't want to be an alien in my son's life, so I want to say good evening to my son there in the LA area, the man Jeffroy Jr. Hope all is well with you. How is Sister Jazz doing? Hope all is well with you guys. How about my sister Esther over there in Tortola? How are you doing? How is Makish and the kids doing there? Hope all is well. And that end, I want to pick up my favorite cousin there in St. Thomas, Virgin Islands, Sister Natalie. Natalie Connor, how are you doing? Hope all is well. How is Caroline? How about my cousin there, the man Kent Bernier? How are you doing? How is Sister Pam? Hope all is well with you guys. The man Shorty. Paul Morris, how are you doing? How is Sister Val Morris? Felicia Morris, how are you doing? Sister Patsy Brown, the man Avon Brown. How is Ralph and crew? Sister Ethelyn Blyden, Ethelyn Canone, how are you doing? Hope all is well with you. Sister Rosita Pontin, I've not touched base with you in a bit. Hope all is well with you. I know Sister Hazel is doing her thing. I wonder if she gets over her little illness. I think Hazel wants to tune up. She might have to get a CAT scan. You got to come down to Nevis and get a CAT scan, Hazel. Your premier say he's a brand new piece of equipment, the best in the world. If you jump into that thing, he might be able to give you a good rocker. Hope all is good. Sister Pat Bartlett, how are we doing? Nice seeing you last night. Sister Janice Daniel has just the same. Sister J.D. Keynes, the man who has, the man Tulu. Brother Carlisle Powell, Brother Daly, Brother Hensley Daniel, hope all is well with you guys. I want to also pick up my boy Carbo. Carbo, did you put your information in the chat? Remember, we got folks coming over there on the weekend looking for the goat water. Don't forget to organize yourself. Sister Muffet Slack, how are you doing? Hope all is well. Are you back at Nevis? The man Mikey Slack. The man Mike Clark, the Jamrock restaurant, how are you doing? Hope all is well. Got to come by and check you out. My boy Marshall up the hill there. Don't forget to support these folks. People, Sugar Mass is in full flight. Don't forget, if you're looking for any nice dandan to wear to these events, check out my cousin J. Gloria Hutchinson at Smart Fit. The main location there in the old Simaco building in Central Street next to Skelec. Tell her DJ Marisha sent you. There's also a store there on Keon Street, just off 4th Street, across from the gas station. Check her out. Sister Laura Williams, also in the TDC Mall right on 4th Street. Sister Jasmine, check them out. All is well. But Dancing Commissioner Williams, I tried to call you earlier. Hope all is well. Thanks for giving me the ride from the Southeast last night. I know that's a hike, but as a good friend, I know you take the time out to make sure you come and take care of your brother. The man Julian Pemberton, good evening, how are you doing? The man Luther Kelly. I guess with all of the money the Prime Minister giving you all for this week and next week, there's going to be some heavy honorarium paying out down on the ferry terminal. So I'll be coming down there to get my thing. I want to big up the man Sugars. How are you doing, Craig, Shamada and Co? Hope all is well. The man Twinkie. How are you doing, Sister Catherine, Louise, Muller, and the crew there? Hope all is well. Want to big up my boy Sassio. How are you doing? I could not make it across to Nevis to support you guys on your brother funeral, the man Jumper. Sorry for your loss. The man Shabidan, I hope everything's still bang on with us. You know, hope all is well. Sister Pugo, Yvette, the man King Sobi and crew, hope all is well with you guys. Well, you know, we're going to drop the unofficial anthem of St. Kitts Nevis. This one is called Arise by the late great King Arrow. And once we drop that, you know that we're going to be out of here. But just before I drop the anthem with the boy King Arrow there, I think it's only right that I announce the information one more time for the awareness march that will be taking place on Friday across in our sister island, Queen City, Nevis. That's Friday starting at 3 p.m. And the route will start at the top of Marion Avenue, right across from the Alexandria Hospital, New Wing. We meet there at 3 p.m. And we're going to walk west towards, they say, Jewish Street, not Jew Street, Jewish Street. Right on Jewish Street, left turn on Chapel Street, left turn on Main Street, right turn onto Prince Charles Street, right turn onto Hunkins Drive, right turn onto Chapel Street, and immediate right into the TDC parking lot right there by my boy Mikey Slack. That's where we'll stop and have a drink before I take my ferry back to St. Kitts. So I'll be hanging out in Nevis for a couple hours on Friday afternoon. Look forward to seeing you folks coming out and supporting the cause. And hold the Premier and his president of the NIA feet to the fire. Let them know we are paying attention. So stand by for the man, the late great, the King Arrow. Sister Gwyneth Morrishaw, how are you doing? Beverly Morrishaw, Sister Cora Bennett, Sister Ann Farrell Smith, hope all is well. Sister Linda, how are you doing? Sister Lynn, good evening, hope all is well.
Your country dying and never lend a helping hand. Would you see your children's future dwindling, creating much disillusion? Or would we watch on idly, disregarding our self-sufficiency? Maladministration wrecking all I know. I said no, not that wrong. Citizens, let's unite and stand up for rights, all our lives and our lives. Let us reintegrate and correct our mistakes. Reunification, building a brand new nation. We'll move on together hand in hand. Rise, citizens, arise. The country is yours, all yours, still yours. Would you assist building a wall so massive or a bridge? Don't care how small, as one tends to divide our people, the other unite us all. Unambitious men just cannot be a part of this community. Displaying selfishness, a total lack of interest. No, I said no, not at all. Citizens, let's unite and stand up for rights, all our lives and our lives. Let us reintegrate and correct our mistakes. Reunification, building a brand new nation. We move on together hand in hand. Rise, citizens, arise. The country is yours, all yours. recall mistakes. Reunification, building a brand new nation. We move on together hand in hand. So rise, citizens, arise. The country is yours, all yours, still yours.
Yes, that's the sound of the man, the king, late great King Arrow. My good people of Nevis, this country is yours, this island is yours, all yours. The ball is in your court. On Friday, 15 December, 3 p.m., right up there at the Alexandria Hospital, right outside the new hospital wing, we'll meet there and take a walk down into Charlestown. Also want to big up my engineer, the man Ike, for his continued support and services to DJ Morrishaw's platform. Appreciate you, my brother. The man Lord Kent, how you doing, brother Kent? Sister Debbie, hope all is well with you. Sister Lioness Charles, welcome to the movement. Lovely. Brother Nigel Watley, my nephew there, brother Glenfield Lawrence, thanks for all your work. My brother, the man Kenneth Williams and crew, appreciate you very much. My good people, I know my boy Ivor have no place to go and he want to continue this conversation. But in the meantime and between time, until such time as we meet again next Wednesday, DJ Morrishaw is saying, God blessings everyone. Have a lovely evening and see you same place.